This is the space station over here on this space. The other crew members of the space station will be trickling in shortly. Hopefully. What's going on, folks? Has it been syndicated all day? I don't know. I've been doing a little streaming on my own. I've been doing a little recording on my own. I can share that with you. I have 2 new videos out today. 2 singles that came out. This is Chad Hugo of Neptunes fame. I never listened to the Neptunes. I know Pharrell Williams is involved somehow. He's got a new song on his own with Tierra Whack and Lake Kelly 47. Tierra Whack, I did her album about a little over a week ago. Loved it. Wax Museum. So I was like, ooh, there's a new Tierra Whack song. Got to check it out. So checked out that one. And then one of my favorite bands, the Paradox, I got their t-shirt. I saw them live last year when they were opening for a band I never heard of. I got tickets to a band I never heard of for Hammerstein Ballroom so I could see them live. And I did. And I had to argue with security to go be able to get a t-shirt to support the band. And now they got a tour coming here in New York in a couple months, and I couldn't get tickets. I signed up to get texted when the tickets went live, and they were sold the fuck out already. So at least I got to see them live once before they get so huge I'll never see them again. Paradox, their new single, I kind of like that. Check it out, folks. All black band from Atlanta. Pop punk isn't dead. That's what it says on my back right now. And yeah, again, just waiting around for some of the other folks to trickle in. I was watching a video by the Vanguard talking about a video from Breaking Points where Rep. Adam Smith, who is, I guess, a Democrat. Let's see. Rep. Adam Smith, Democratic U.S. Representative from Washington State, first elected in 1997. Isn't Portland in Washington? What up, Pep? Oh, let's throw up Pep.
Yo.
How you doing, brother?
Afternoon.
So I was right. I was correct, Latino. Pharrell and Chad Hugo were the music production duo of the Neptunes. Yeah. When they recorded as their own band, they went by Nerd. Yeah. Highly confusing.
Wait, you didn't
highly confusing for me.
That's what Justin Timberlake slapped us when he was doing all his projects with them.
He did projects with them?
Yeah, dude. I think that I think
it was Timbaland was the
Timbaland mastermind. Did Justified, but the one before that was with Pharrell.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Like,
okay.
I was one of those guys that, like, with my wife, where I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna even try to front. This music slaps.
So yeah, Chad Hugo has a new song out today with a rapper on there who I like, so I made a reaction to that. Pep, what's going on with you, man? What's happening?
Not too much. Doing the live feeds. Did 11 hours the other day, which was insane, but lots of fun. You know, standard stuff, covering the politics, trying not to doom her too hard with everything that's going on, but
yeah,
we're definitely in a special time, man. I actually so I just got back from therapy, and I'm not gonna go through all the stuff that we went through, but I did talk specifically about what happened last week, where they released the terrorist watch list and had DSA on there and a whole bunch of organizations and even people that I'm just like, well, familiar with these.
Oh tactics. Yeah, do you have the list, or where can I look it up?
Here, actually, yeah, hold on, I can pull it up on Discord here.
Put it in the private chat.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you. Sorry if I'm yelling. I don't mean to yell. I never know how loud.
Actually, your audio for some reason keeps jumping from left to right. I don't know.
Is it when I'm moving around the mic? Is that what it is?
That's probably what it is. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So I got to stay right here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can. There is a setting for that where you can get your mic to pick up like everything around you, but that might pick up like the.
It'll pick up
noise.
Yeah.
So you might not want to screw it.
All right, I'll just try to. By the way, it's Latino Mufune's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Latino Mufune.
Also, shout out, you created the new open to everyone Discord that you can join if you're not already in the Letter Hacks Discord, because it was the Letter Hacks. But yes, we have a This Space Discord now, thanks to Latino Mufune. Appreciate it very, very much. Okay, so let me see. You sent images on. Let me open up Discord so I can grab these.
All right, there's all three.
Okay.
Oh wait, I think I can.
Oh, so this is. How do I?
Here, I'll tell you what.
This is on a website or something? Like, where is this stuff?
This was from the White House.
This is from the White House. Okay.
Yeah.
White House. What is this? Like terrorist list?
I guess this is what you could call it, but yeah, the it's not the MSPM7 thing.
Right.
There we go. The updated terrorist watch list of leftist organizations would probably be the way to bring it up by itself.
Updated.
Sorry, folks, we're doing it live.
Terrorist watch list. FBI, I guess, maybe.
Is that it?
Here. Dude, I don't know. Where'd you get these screenshots? Is my question.
Oh, I had them sent to me from somebody that I asked like about the list, and they just gave me the updated list.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
here I can share it this way.
Oh yeah, can you throw it up yourself?
Yeah, I'll just throw it up. I'm just trying to figure out. Can I hide the name? Here, I'll just do it through our communique. Because people, you don't mind if people know your Discord name, right?
No, that's fine.
Okay, cool. Perfect. All right, share screen.
I mean, I could do that too.
I mean,
I got it. All right,
you got it. Here.
Yeah.
Sorry. Who's got it?
Folks, we're doing it live.
That's what I said.
Doing it live. I know. But
it starts with Adelaide, Suzanne Adelaide.
Yeah.
Amazon Labor Union, Antifa. There we go.
What up, Carlos? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Carlos, what up?
All right. So this is the updated watch list. Adelaide Suzanne, president of National Lawyers Guild, participated in the Westra America Convoy, praised Venezuela's elections. What the fuck? Amazon Labor Union, the whole union, founded by Christian Smalls. Yep. I mean, that's no fucking surprise. Antifa, which doesn't
They admit that it's decentralized, at least.
I guess. Self-described anti-fascist. I mean, all right. Asada's Daughters, a Chicago-based Black Lives Matter abolitionist.
Yep.
Black Lives Matter in general.
Karen Bass is on there. That was
Karen Bass. That's hilarious.
If you guys
the
don't
mayor,
know, she's mayor of
Los
LA.
Angeles.
Yeah. Ben Cohen, co-founder of Ben and Jerry's, on there.
That's crazy.
Right?
Are these enemies of the state?
Where I was like, what?
Yes. Code Pink.
These are all enemies of the state?
Yes.
Yeah. Perfect.
Claudia de la Cruz, is that the president of Mexico?
No, she's like a leader of. Yeah,
That's
Claudia de la
Bomb.
Cruz. I think she's like the leader of like
PSL.
was like a candidate for the Communist Party or the Socialist Party.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
PSL.
Yeah. Manolo
there it
de
is,
los
DSA.
Santos. Yeah, People's Forum. Okay, I see. Party of Socialism and Liberation, President.
There you go.
Yep.
Democratic Socialists of America. I just joined, so I'm on the list.
Yep.
Excellent.
No, that's right.
Steve Ensler, a prominent playwright who attended the rendering of Neville
coming
Roy
up to my
Singham.
favorite one.
Who is this? Neville Roy Singham and Jody Evans.
I do not
Equality for Flatbush, a Brooklyn-based Black Lives Matter abolitionist group.
Hold on. Oh, we're almost there.
Jody Evans, the co-founder of Code Pink.
Here it
Who
goes.
married George Floyd,
the
dead guy. Who's dead.
Enemy of the state. Got it.
Wait. Hold on. Can we talk about that for a second?
So
the fact that a
we're
dead
going to
man's on
label
there?
him a terrorist so that anyone who sympathizes with him or invoke his name, we could just say, "Oh, you're a terrorist. You're invoking that guy's name, who we labeled as a fucking monster."
Kind of makes you like wonder like why Che Guevara and like Fidel Castro and just a bunch of like historical figures aren't on there too.
Mom Donnie's on this list.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah. Did you see Amy Goodman's on it too from Democracy Now?
Amy Goodman.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. Oh, they're going for it, man.
National Network on Cuba. Ilhan Omar. Yeah, they're also going to try and arrest or deport or whatever, assassinate these folks. Hassan Piker.
Yep.
Obviously.
The People's Forum in general. Again, who's this guy? Neville Roy Singham, a Shanghai-based American technology magnate who funds various left-wing activist groups.
Yeah.
Just a Chinese guy that you don't like?
That's essentially, yeah. Well, I mean, they're trying to make him out to be like the George Soros.
Soros. It's China, actually. We don't want to use Soros because that invokes anti-Semitism, and we're trying to be copacetic with Israel right now. So China, we all hate China.
Yep.
Shift our anger to China. Christian Smalls, Thousand Currents. This is fucking scary shit. That's scary shit, dude.
No,
that's evil.
Yeah.
I wasn't kidding.
I know it's like I'm being a little bit facetious, but like, it's like genuinely terrifying that they're like basically picking out like a bunch of left-wing organizations or just people that want, rights for black people, women, so on and so forth. It's like, enemies of the state.
But this is what I mean. Like, this is the mob. It's just the mob. They're in charge now. So of course this is what they're going to do. Our personal beefs and enemies, we're going to label enemies of the fucking state because we are the state. Crazy shit.
I mean, this is where I was saying this on my stream. Like, we knew this was coming, though. Like, they told us about this openly, and NSPM 7 leaking. I'm still sure that was Stephen Miller just being like, be afraid. Like, we are coming for you.
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
I almost think that they wanted to test the waters to see who would freak out or who would even listen. And then when they kind of saw that there was really no unilateral response to it, that they were just like, fuck it, let's do it. Like,
I mean, why not?
Why not, dude?
No one's stopping
that. Like, this is the reason that
Chuck Schumer's not going to put up a fight.
Not there because they know that those are like the neo-lib like wine moms and like the fucking grandmas that have been going out to like the No Kings protests and stuff like that. So they're like, we don't want to necessarily bring them into this yet because then that will cause too much of a scene. But these people, they won't care too much about. I mean, how many people even knew about the DSA until like I would even say the New York wave?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. I think
you're
right.
think that it had any national traction, and then Hassan, obviously,
AOC in 2018, a little bit, but it was a little bit. It was a background story to her historic win.
I thought that am I mistaken? I thought that she said that she was like caucusing with like the Justice Democrats around that time, and not necessarily TSA.
I think it was a combination of both. From what I remember, I remember Fox News making a big deal about, and Ben Shapiro and them making a big deal about the DSA showing. There's a clip that went around for like a couple weeks. That was like the opening of a meeting. We talked about it last week with Black Redguard. The opening of a meeting where they were like, point of order, like, can we stop clapping because I have auditory issues? So can we like snap and whatever, or do like jazz hands, and trying to make it seem like they're pussies and weak and non-threat, but also the scariest thing ever because That's what they do. They talk out both sides of their fucking mouth. Joe Biden, sleepy Joe Biden. He's weak. He's ineffectual, but also he's a secret communist dictator who's trying to take away your fucking rights and whatever the fuck. So
yeah, that's where I've been trying to like say, like, at some point we just need to just quit playing the nuh-uh game and just be like, fine, fuck you then.
Yeah,
I'm exactly whatever demon you want to make me out to be. I'm just gonna sell my ideas on these people. You can, like, they're always gonna do this, man. Like, I kind of have found myself like not challenging like right wingers and like the way that they perceive us as much, because it's like, what's the point?
Oh yeah, no, I don't care. You can call me whatever you want. Like, call me a communist, socialist. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, dude, they've been saying this shit for as long as I've even slightly been paying attention.
It's always disingenuous. Like, they'll
They
never
call Al
engage with the
Gore
actual
communist.
Yeah, like Al Gore, Joe Biden, known
John
socialist.
Kerry, Joe Biden, Obama, like all of them.
Yeah, so it's like, whatever, dude. That stuff doesn't really, like, I don't, and I think a lot of people are sort of starting to just not care about that because they see like it doesn't work.
Do you think that we're maybe missing an opportunity to like show those indivisible types, like, hey, they're gonna call you this anyway. You might as well like take a look at like what we're doing.
I mean, I think that's happening. I think that's happening.
Think so?
I don't think they're. I don't think anyone's not trying to outreach to these wine moms and, you know, whatever. Like the Jennifer Welches, you know, it's like Dieter always talks about. There's a different a messenger for a different audience, right? Jennifer Welch is talking to the Chelsea Handler audience, the you know, older white suburban mom audience. The Hassan Piker is talking to millennials, Gen Z.
I mean,
whatever.
He said that the reason he's wearing the suit is because it's essentially lingerie for middle-aged women when they see a dude in a nice suit. Yeah. Like, I mean, that was funny to say, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but there's other sides to that, you know.
Fucking, you know, you got FD, Olay, them, Mark Lamont Hill. I think actually he's probably the biggest black voice of socialism or leftism, whatever you want to call it, on the Joe Budden podcast, which is a huge podcast. Right. Being in that mix, it's infuriating. I have a clip actually from him they're talking about Jay-Z and him trying to explain, like, yeah, Jay-Z's a fucking billionaire. So I can bring this up if you want, but like
he don't care.
He's doing it in a space, a hostile space, where he's not trying to convince the motherfuckers on the panel. He's trying to convince somebody who's listening, somebody who's out there watching, going, hey, maybe this is a perspective I haven't heard, comparing Jay-Z to like Elon Musk
network.
Yeah, dude, I didn't really know who Joe Budden was until I started like doing rap album reactions and shit and finding out, oh, he was a rapper. He was part of Slaughterhouse under like Interscope Shady. And then just like, I don't know, I'm going to quit and fucking do podcasting. And now it's one of the biggest fucking podcasts next to Charlemagne's Breakfast Club.
Is it?
Out there. Yes,
Jeez.
Dude. Yes. There's a whole world you're not aware of.
Yeah.
And he's doing great work.
And then they're saying that the prominent local organizers, including Racial Justice, rejects this claim, saying that Target did not reverse his policies.
That's literally what I just said.
No, and then they said on the 19th, check out the ongoing shit, saying that it's possibly over. I'm saying that I don't know.
You think what you just read supports what you just said?
Listen, yo, dog. I'm saying,
okay, just real quick for the audience. Just hold on for the audience. AI Google searches aggregate data. They take a lot of news sources and then they tell you what they said.
I just said that.
Yes, but
my public.
No, your whole point of reading that was to show that what you said. If I show you the opposite, and then you proceed to read it as if it were the opposite. That's not the opposite, is it?
What I'm telling you is public data and your personal information could be conflicting.
This is not personal information. I'm saying the most recent information from all the people you named, the faith leaders and the women, all say the same thing that I'm saying, which is the boycott is still going on.
He's saying, how could what you how could what you're saying be true if when he pulls out his phone to search it, it does?
It's conflicting data.
So
Oh my God, this is like me dealing with my friends.
Chronologically, he read the person say it's over. Then he read the next date, which comes after saying, "Oh wait, it's not over." Then you heard the other person say, "We agree, it's not over."
No, and then it said that they may be still like it's conflicting.
Who is they?
Bro, I don't know who wrote.
That's why you can't use it as a source.
I mean, Mark Lamont doing the fucking Lord's work out there, man.
That was wild, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it goes on. There's more, but for 4 minutes. But it is, like I said, a different messenger for different audiences. I think Tallarico needs to learn how to fucking talk to black people, because the Jasmine Crockett shit, like, yes, she's being stubborn. Yes, she's being narcissistic.
I mean, she's being an asshole.
Absolutely.
She's being an asshole about
this. Absolutely, she's being an asshole.
I mean,
however, from her perspective,
as much as Tallarico does need to work on it a little bit, he actually does have he can speak to the religious aspects of it. See, this is where he's actually really hedging his bets here, because he is bringing up there's one thing like the black community and the white community do have in common, and that's religion. And like their devotion to Christianity. If anything, I would argue that the black community is even more devoted. They actually believe, and they actually practice.
Well, I mean, it's like who you're looking at,
Well, like Baptists specifically.
Overall, I guess
these are the ones like that, like the churches that I was, that I went to with my friends, and I noticed every time. Number one, it was kind of like the Blues Brothers almost, where it was just like, damn, dude, you have a lot more fun at church. I'll say that much. Like, it's a vibe. But then there's also there is this moment where you realize, like, damn, they are so much better at conveying the message of God and Jesus, and with true emotion and depth, to the point where there were times where even I was like, man, you might be bringing me back to the faith.
Sure. Look, if we were talking about enthusiasm and shit, I think there's plenty of enthusiasm that someone
just the way that he
Ben Dixon, I was about to say,
yeah,
Ben Dixon lays it out there. As much as some lunatic racist guy is it's God's plan that Donald Trump is in the White House and that we exterminate the brown scourge from America. They have as much excitement and passion in their voices. It's just, which one do you believe? And look, on the James Tallarico, the reason I brought him up in this little thing off Mark Lamont Hill and messengers for different messages is Jasmine Crockett's being narcissistic and selfish. However, from her perspective and the perspective of a lot of black folk, whether right or wrong, she's being yelled at to tap dance. Tap dance. Say the words that we want you to say. Go out and vote for James Tallarico.
Is she as much as it's literally party line shit, though? Because the thing
it's party line shit,
she's
but
literally
she
part
feels
of the demographic that was saying tap dance to DSA members and farther leftists.
Vote blue no matter who.
Yeah, well, no, she's been a problem on that side of things.
For sure. I'm not defending Crockett at all. I don't like Crockett. I don't like the. I'm going to make my career by Twitter dunks.
Tallarico's not attacking Crockett. If anything, the last few times that I've seen him speaking, he's telling them to shut the fuck up and stop attacking her. He actually, he was just speaking, I think it was 2 days ago. It was this weird, it was like a theater in the round situation. He's in the middle of the floor, and there's people surrounding him. It was weird. But he was talking specifically about how he wanted everybody to stop attacking Jasmine Crockett, to he even kind of said, can you ask nicely? There are better ways to do this. And he even said, he's like, I don't necessarily need, this isn't what I need to win. He's like, it would be nice to have her support, but it's right now I'm focused on making sure that my platform carries me, not necessarily an endorsement.
From her perspective, it's, oh, you don't think you need us, motherfucker? We'll show you that you need us. We'll show. I mean, This is the one that I was thinking of, Wanda.
That
is
whole
left
"we will
reckoning.
show you" attitude is exactly what fucking put Trump into the fucking White House now.
I know.
Why we are dealing with fascism in the way that we are. And this is where I keep saying, now's not the time. Like, if we're going to be playing those games in politics at that point, there's disengage. Like, at that point, we're never going to win. You're wasting your fucking time.
What do you mean disengage?
Just disengage.
How do you disengage?
Literally,
How?
go do anything else the way that 89 million other Americans do, because for some reason they have this,
89 million other Americans are still going to be walking around with ICE walking down the street.
Right, but you're still going to have ICE walking down the street with her attacking. Like, so right now, focusing on this is stupid. It's either Tellerico wins or not, and you get Ken Paxton. Then you get double the ICE invasion. Because I see where you're coming from with this, but realistically, the reality is going to be worse.
Attacking Crockett makes black voters mad. Period. End of story.
Yeah, nobody's attacking Crockett.
Her feel like. Her, whether that's legitimate or not, like emotion and logic, two different things. Logically, we're supposed to all be on the same team.
About it because
he's not even a DSA
necessarily
candidate.
Bringing up substance of, like, again, James Tellerico is not the one going out there attacking. But
guess what? People don't necessarily vote with logic. If they did, Al Gore would have been fucking president. People don't vote with logic. People vote with emotion.
The fact that's a bad example, Alex, because Al Gore technically did win the popular vote.
Well, why wasn't he in the fucking White House?
Because the Electoral College is a thing.
Okay.
Yeah. The Supreme Court.
It's a thing. It's a reality. So this is a part of the reality, is that Crockett, dude, fuck Crockett. The black voters in Texas who are
black voters. I mean, I hate to sound shitty about this, but are they going to vote?
Are they all a monolith?
Vote blue? Like, no, Texas doesn't have the same, like, they don't get to do what New York and Chicago does. They're not in a purple city or in a purple district or in a purple situation in the slightest. It's either you fucking buck up and vote blue no matter where you are to try and get a better outcome and get us away from fascism, or I'm just sorry. Like, the reality is you're likely going to end up with a Ken Paxton, and then it's going to be the same bullshit that they've been dealing with in Texas forever.
First of all, Carlos, I want to hear your perspective. Go back and
forth.
No,
I see where all of this is, like, coming. But like, yeah, I think that we do need to just kind of essentially like table the smaller problems between all of us, and just kind of like move forward with whatever, because like we shouldn't really go too hard on electoralism. Like, we shouldn't, it doesn't matter like the candidate that people are rallying behind. I don't think that that's really important fundamentally. It's more like, think of it as like a tool, right? Like, is even Tallarico winning going to like solve all the problems? Probably not.
Right.
But
it will bring a substantive change in the Senate, where that type of representation, because it is literally two to senators per state. That's a big change for Texas.
Of course. And like but I'm saying, like, to surrender that, not a good idea. To surrender that tool is not a good idea, but like not to get too heavily invested on thinking that just electoralism is going to like solve the fundamental problems that we're all like, seeing. It's more like, okay, we need to push for whatever is the best outcome in terms of like these candidates that are coming out. We need to push for the best outcome as one. Whatever that candidate is, whoever is that best candidate, and just be a bit more agnostic towards the candidate and just say like, hey,
so it's put the issues first, but like, so how do you choose the issues? Because like my like personal thing is, I think that you can't go over 3 issues because people's attention spans just get lost after that.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think that's a good strategy. I think that worked for Mamdani. It's working for some other candidates now.
Yeah, affordability.
If I war brain, right? We're at war, as Dieter likes to point out. We're at war. Emma Vigeland, sports brain. It's all about accumulating power. Who's the most important? The most important is the president, of course, then senators, then Congress people, and then local and judges, like, I'm sure. But you don't get judges without those first 3. Senators are more valuable than Congress people. We want as many Congress people as possible, but it would be great to get some senators, right? That's why people were fucking going hard for Plattner, going hard for Abdul, going hard for
I mean, now they're going hard for
Talarico.
Troy Jackson.
And again, Troy Jackson. Like, here's the thing.
But the thing,
Talarico is not one of like.
Actually, to Carlos's point, the Troy Jackson thing is actually exactly what he was saying. How it's not even about the candidate; it's the movement.
Yes,
it's literally about the platform.
Yes.
They're voting on the platform. They're not even voting for who's
it's the platform, not the platform.
Figurehead.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's me. It's us, not me.
I'm actually happy about that because I'm happy to see that no momentum was lost. Well, not no, but there was definitely like, and this I said this on my own stream about how it kind of sucks that guy getting shot in Maine did make it so like people were like, all right, you know what, fuck it, I don't care who it is, Susan Collins, like we're just voting against Susan Collins
for sure.
At this point.
Yes, actually, which is tragically fucking ironic and whatever.
Yeah.
But like that's what I was saying when the whole platinum shit went down. I'm like, dude, it's actually a bigger win if you can switch candidates this close to the fucking election and win and still win. Mm-hmm. Then it really doesn't matter if like APAC has or whatever, Republican, centrist, whatever, smear any candidate, fine. We'll switch it out for another candidate and we'll still fucking win.
Hold on,
it's about the entire fucking
going back
movement.
to the Texas thing. That's where I'm saying we don't have that same luxury in Texas as you do Maine. Like that's why it is a little bit different.
I would look. I don't know
the politics of the two. Objectively, it is because it's such a red state.
Maine's
not
so
much
red,
different. If
right?
it's a purple,
Maine's purple.
Georgia's even different than this.
Yes. What I'm saying is like, I'm not caping for Croc. I'm not even caping for Talarico. Like he's not a DSA candidate. He's not like totally aligned and all these things.
I don't need him to be
kind of riding this wave of like.
I don't need him to be. I need him to be literally better than someone who's not going to support fascism right now and keep voting to support the fucking shit that we're doing in Iran, in it with Israel.
Yeah.
No, like this is about harm reduction. And I know that this was something that was like kind of being hammered on during the 2024 election with Kamala Harris, but that's exactly what this is. And even Oliemi fucking got on board with that, where it was about having an easier opponent. Kamala would have objectively been a much easier opponent to pressure into actually following our platforms, as opposed to now where we do have to now worry about being jailed for our politics.
For sure. I mean, yes.
There's a huge difference here. And this is why, like with Abdul Al-Sayed, I'm glad to see that it's like he took this, like all that angst, and he is hammering this shit. And he even said, he's just like, you know what? The harm reduction vote in Michigan did backfire on us. Let's not play these games right now. And that's why he's really gone out of his way to make his campaign like accessible to, I would say, your normies. Like the last 2 weeks I've been seeing him just go to coffee shops and just going all over the place, just to normie places, trying to, speak to people that aren't already politically with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean that's like my big thing is normie outreach. And I know that people say that in itself is probably a waste of time, but I hard disagree, because the normies are the ones that lost us everything.
I super disagree with the idea that we shouldn't focus on normies. I'm not sure that is a mistake, because like we're not here to convert MAGA. We need to win despite them. Like I'm not here to sit and try to like convert a bunch of MAGA people. At least on the broad project of the left TM.
Did I freeze?
No, you're good.
You're good.
Did everything freeze?
You're skipping a little bit.
Oh yeah, just
good?
a little bit.
Yeah, you just froze.
Yeah.
You still got audio.
Am I frozen?
We still got audio.
Yeah, we still got audio.
Folks.
There we go.
It might be me.
Yeah, you're coming on back.
Yeah.
I'll send you an Ethernet cable.
It might be me. It might be YouTube. I was having trouble streaming earlier.
No, I'm pretty sure that you're.
I'm keeping talking to see if chat responds.
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
From my end, I see two. Pep and Carlos are kind of blinking in and out of existence.
Yeah, okay, it's definitely you then, because I see both. I see Pep and myself perfect.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, because I'll pull the stream up. Let's just
maybe he just needs to
As I said, I want to send Alex an Ethernet cable, because he said he was running on Wi-Fi. I was just like, ooh, buddy. Like, I know that I had some major issues when I was just running on Wi-Fi by itself.
Yeah, when there's a massive difference when you hook up that Ethernet cable.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't seem like it should, but it does.
Oh,
Because like
yeah.
I have good Wi-Fi. I like test my speeds. I have good Wi-Fi, all good. You know, whatever, super speed, super special, awesome, whatever. Because I work from home,
like the
so I have to.
1.1K or whatever.
Yeah, like I work from home, so I have to.
Yeah.
But it doesn't beat. It doesn't beat just straight connect.
No, I had to have it specially like ran down here because when I first started streaming and when I started my work from home, it was same shit where it was just like I am having interruptions at least 8 to 9 times per fucking day. This is not okay.
Yeah.
Especially when you're like with my gig, if I do like lose that, it locks me out of whatever I was doing and it could just ruin an entire day's worth of work, which is so dumb.
Nope.
All right, where's Mr.
Nope.
Alex?
$30 Ethernet cable.
Just trying to get. Yep. I mean, if you need one, man, I will send you one. I'm not even joking. I have a whole bunch of that stuff. All right, he's coming
I think we're
home.
back. Hey, look at that. I see. All right.
We good?
Right, there he is.
I'm sorry, folks.
Don't worry
it's all
about it,
good.
man. Did you hear anything that we were saying?
I kept talking because you guys looked frozen to me. So I was like, is it me?
Okay, so
Is it me? I think it might be me. This did happen. I was streaming earlier. It happened like several times.
I was just telling Carlos I'm not even joking. I want to send you an Ethernet cable.
yeah.
It's just like I think that's your issue.
Amazing.
Yeah, don't.
I mean, if you
Yeah,
need
don't
one,
sleep on
man,
that.
fucking hit me up privately. I'll take care of it.
Speaking of Abdul, here's a new ad he just put out. This is pretty
dude,
cute.
this is fire. Yeah,
I didn't see
earlier.
this.
Oh, this is awesome.
Cost unaffordable, but your government is wasting your tax dollars abroad. 1-844-ABDUL for you. We'll get money out of politics, put money in your pocket, and pass Medicare for all. I'm Dr. Abdul El Sayed.
I love it.
This message.
Oh, dude, it's such fire.
Perfect.
I love it.
Fantastic. Him and Mamdani have been using like this a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah.
The nostalgia of people our fucking age and Americana iconography. Like Mamdani's whole campaign, all the designs were very like New York specific, like the coffee cups that you get from the street carts, like bodega. The abolish ice shit is like the icy fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like it was so good. And I think this one kind of, Islamophobia is still a thing. It's America after 9/11. So we're still kind of contending with this, obviously. And they're kind of going like, hey, this is how we appeal to white people who still might be afraid of Muslims. It's like, hey, you know what a used car salesman looks like? You know what an ad looks like? It's Abdul. I'm in a suit. It's the same kind of thing that you would see, but my name's Abdul. That's the only difference.
Well, it's also like I know I hammer this a lot and sometimes people get annoyed by it, but it's good marketing, man.
It's
They're
really
very good at it.
I mean, I've also
half
seen
of
this
politics, man, is
this
marketing.
article
That's why
pop up
Trump is
about-
doing what he's doing. He's despite everything that man does, there's one thing that's undeniable is he's good at marketing.
Yeah.
He's good at getting a line and just running with it.
I don't know about that.
Really?
Oh, wait,
I mean,
before I forget my train of thought.
Sorry,
So what Pep was saying, like we cannot ignore the normies. Like those are the people that we need to wake up, because there's a lot of people that are very either agnostic or just, being part of the working class kind of beaten. So they just don't participate. They're apathetic. Those are the people who they just check out. Like, why would you want to, like, they check out. So I think that to ignore that is a really, really big mistake.
It is.
So to Pep's point, like those are the people that we need. I don't need them to be like leftism's greatest warriors. I need them to be like active. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I needed them to go to the fucking polls and vote.
Yeah. Yes. Pokemon, go to the polls, please.
Yeah.
This is the people who I'm like, when I jump on Pep's show or we're talking on here on this space, we're hoping people. That's why I have the vertical on my channel going right now, because I want people to trickle in and maybe hear what we're saying. Go like, okay, all right, that makes sense. Speaking of being here, someone who said hello earlier. Well, a lot of people said hello. Anyway, hello everyone in chat.
Hello,
we
everybody.
See you. We see you.
Just remember to hit that like button.
Hit the like button, spread the stream, let people know we're here. I think so. When it comes to normies, black folks, there's some black folks who are normies too. Like normies is intersectional.
Doing the racial shit on this, it's silly. Because I'm just gonna say this much.
Silly, dude.
Like,
saying it's silly is gonna piss off black people more.
Because I'm talking like about normies that like are already feeling this stuff. I'm talking from all creeds and all walks of life. Like this is who I'm dealing with, and it literally you can take race out of it because none of them are the same. I'm talking black women, white women, fucking Mexican men, Indian men, like white dude. Focusing on that doesn't matter when they're all feeling the same thing. They're pissed off at the cost of living. They're pissed off at just how bad Trump is doing. And trust me, man, the vibe out there, normies are pissed. And now the biggest mistake we could make is browbeating them into, why aren't you into politics more? Like, trust me, I'm adjusting from my position on this because I used to do that a lot.
Okay. I think I'm
talking about like my work situation. Like I know, like I'm very perceptive about like when I am around people that are not into politics, and just hearing the shit that like the water cooler conversations, it has shifted from maybe it'll get better to I can't wait for this motherfucker to be out of office.
I think I'm getting a little confused because we say we the three of us say we a lot. Sometimes we are referring.
The left.
The three of us.
I'm saying us as the left.
Yeah, the
and
left.
What do we mean by the left? Are we talking about internet commentators? Are we talking about
anybody that literally holds
leftist
anybody that holds leftist policy that has the ability to teach somebody? This could even be like your average person that doesn't have a platform that just goes and engages with people every day.
Yeah, lowercase L left.
Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, perfect. Well said. That's where I'm saying like. And that's where I'm not trying to like negate racial politics. And like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm literally just saying that everybody feels this way. And it doesn't matter what your race or sex is.
But when we're talking here, we're talking to an audience of however many people, our regulars who are in chat and anyone who's stragglers who might come in, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. They understand where we're coming from. We're kind of in a little bubble here. People who already know who Sam Cedar is. People who know who these internet Hassan is, who these characters are.
Yeah.
Most people do not, right? Most people do not. I think someone coming across a clip from the space or just jumping into the chat now and seeing three faces that look white-ish, right? Me and Carlos, a little mixed, kind of talking about like racial politics don't matter.
Again, that was literally, maybe I misphrased it, but I'm just saying like in that context, it doesn't, because you're not talking about racial anything at that point. You're literally talking about just class shit at that point.
Dividing anybody by race is fucking illogical.
It's stupid.
It's
fucking stupid.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
However, it is a reality. It is a reality that people
it doesn't really.
But it is.
It's a reality in
Pep.
certain circles where it like
Pep,
this is what
it's a reality in as much as
an
ICE agent walks down the street, sees the three of us, might be looking at me and Carlos a little differently.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and I admit, like,
that's where the rubber
I have the
meets
privilege
the road.
of not having that, but I also have the like this is where there's like I feel the outrage, like the equivalent outrage to it. You know what I mean?
I feel like this is all getting lost in translation. Like I understand what Pep is saying. I just feel like we're losing translation here because like I get what he's saying. And I get what Alex is saying. Yeah. So basically, you're saying that like, oh, this is like all about mostly like economics. Like a poor white person or a poor brown person is still a poor person.
Doesn't matter. Right.
Versus like Alex is saying, of course, there's like intersectionality here, like brown people, black people, we're like we're viewed differently under the system of capitalism, and we're being the outcomes, despite being the same, are obviously disproportionate against X or Y. Like, yeah, but those aren't mutually exclusive. Like, we can talk about all of them.
And on that, because you reminded me of why I was even going this way in the first place. I get lost in my own sauce a lot of times.
Don't worry about it.
Is you're talking about reaching out to normies, and I'm saying yes. And when you reach out to and not browbeating them about like, why aren't you outraged today all day because Trump said this thing or Pete Hegseth said this thing or whatever, because they're not paying attention. They're going about their lives. They got things to do. They're taking their kids to school, soccer camp, whatever the fuck, right? Those people, like you're saying, need to be massaged. You don't immediately hit them. Hey, why didn't you read fucking Lenin? Did you read your Lenin yet?
No.
You know,
the way that I can speak to myself. When I approach these people, it's because like I also have I have the opposite of this. Like, because ICE and like these MAGA heads would not go to somebody that has brown skin or browner skin with the same level of comfort that they do with me. I have the opposite, where like these assholes will just be like, hey, man, you see these Mexicans? And it's just like, I do see that there are some Mexicans, and it's, well, we got to do something about them. It's just like, no, I think that we should do something about your politics and why you might, hold these prejudices against them. Like, this is a, totally deeper thing. But realistically, I recognize that like that guy, I could just walk away from, but I could go towards the other person that heard him come up to me. That was just like, that wasn't fucking cool. It's like, yeah, right. I mean, and it's also like, dude, we're politically, he would probably benefit from, having healthcare, having, free childcare, especially like this. This actually happened at a job I was at, and this guy was bitching about how he doesn't have childcare and he had to bring his kid to work that day. And it's just like, do you understand? Like, if you just shut up for a minute and like took the red hat off and didn't do this, you're just a shithead liberal, blue haired, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
then
like,
you would
think
probably
about it for
benefit
5
from
seconds.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd think about it for 5 seconds as to why you're complaining about taking your child to work. Just 5 seconds. Think about it.
But it's the messenger, like you're saying, like that guy's gonna approach you because he thinks maybe you're sympathetic to that, but oops, he miscalculated and you're not.
Yeah.
Whereas he would never have approached me or Carlos with that.
I'll say this: I've actually had the opposite, like on my side, happen where I actually I was just like, oh, black guy. Yeah, you hear this guy, Donald Trump, he's like, I actually like Trump. It's just like,
oh, you've made the assumption.
Okay. Well, shit.
Right.
It's like,
so all I'm saying is people need to be, people need massages or concessions or whatever it is. Like they need a gentler hand when being spoken to sometimes. That's all I'm saying when it comes to Tallarico and the black supporters of Crockett in Texas. There's also white supporters. There's also Hispanic supporters. There's all kinds of different supporters of Crockett. People love those videos going viral of her in the committee hearings, yelling at Republicans and doing dunks and whatever.
I'll admit it, because she also has, like, when she called MTG that blonde hair butch.
Oh yeah,
people love that. She printed T-shirts.
The thing is, like, she plays mean girl politics, and that's honestly what people like about her, is the fact that she has a little bit, dare I say, the Trump in her, where it's like she's willing to engage on their level, where it's like, nah, I'll get dirty, like, fuck you, like, we're not playing this nicey nice shit.
Yeah, I mean, and so look, when
shouldn't have cursing, Obama, you don't need to cuss. We can cuss on this platform. I'll work on it. Like,
it's all right. Don't worry about it.
No. Hey, I appreciate that. My mom was very much the same way, but
I apologize. I grew up with South.
Apologies, but also just you're gonna have to accept it. We're a free speech platform, and that sometimes means speaking from the heart.
Look, I think like when it comes to Crockett, 2008, right? Fucking Obama gets the nomination, needs the support of Hillary, needs Hillary's to put the backing, say, hey, all my supporters, I endorse him.
Not that time. No,
Yeah, he did.
actually, no, dude. During after the primaries, no, there was no support from that. If anything, she actually doubled down on her racist shit, like going after Obama. Like she was starting to play this like
After the primary,
how do you know
until
he's
he
gonna fix
offered
the
her
economy. Wink, wink. It's like what the fuck.
Until he offered her Secretary of State.
He did that after he won.
Yeah.
But
he didn't need anything
talks
from her.
were happening
No,
before.
he didn't need. That wasn't. Listen, I think that you're missing. Like,
I mean,
you're
look,
thinking that he needed to bring in her contingent at that point. He didn't, because there was nothing electoral with that at all. That was a good faith thing, and on top of it, dare I say, because she had experience. Because as much as I hate Hillary Clinton, there is like the reality that she was an experienced Secretary of State, or like she already had that.
No, she
already had the relationships to, like, honestly, as far as Secretary of States in the last 30 years, she was probably the best. And I hate to say that. I'm not like lib simping. I'm just being objective. Because I lived through fucking
what was
Donald
the good
Rumsfeld.
What was the good you said that about Obama. He did something in good faith for her. What was that? Making her Secretary of State? He just did that out of the kindness of his heart.
Well, I mean,
and not because there was fucking
maybe
deals
there was
being
some
made.
backroom dealing, because that's politics. But realistically,
of course, is what I'm saying.
And like, optically, it was a good move. And realistically, like, with everything that was going on in those times, like, you can argue that Obama's worst foreign policy decisions were actually made during his second administration. Plain and simple.
She was hell. It was 8 years of Bush. McCain was running. She didn't want McCain to win, but I also don't think Hillary would have had that big a problem if McCain won.
No, she didn't. Dude, by that point, it was irrelevant, because she was already. This is what I miss about.
But they wanted to
politics.
Well, wait.
Sorry.
Wait. They wanted to win, so they had to coalesce around the person who was the most popular. She wanted it to be her.
She didn't do
It was
that,
her
though.
turn, but it wasn't her. It was Barack Obama.
Right. He came out of nowhere, dude, and that pissed everybody off.
But they coalesced around him. No?
Not really.
Was it divisive
Not
until
really. No,
up
it was
until the
divisive.
election?
It was divisive up to the election. Yes. 10,000%.
Okay.
Up until that,
I don't know.
I remember like it was October during one of his last speeches when even I felt like he might have this. Because I was like I do remember like playing the vibes politics between July and September, which I do every time there's a presidential election. And I do remember like the vibes were Hillary's got this. It's going to be Hillary. Like, damn, dude. And then up to the primaries. And then after that, everybody kept saying the same shit. Oh, man, this is risky. A black guy. Because like, dude, you remember that movie with Chris Rock, Head of State? Like not even 4 years before that, we had a movie that the entire premise of the movie was a black president. That's absurd. Like, and that was the whole joke. So
but you also had 24 where the president was black.
But this is what I'm saying. The times were different at that point, and people were still they were playing that racist game. They were playing the fucking post 9/11 game because he had the Hussein Obama thing. That's why Trump loves that, because he's playing on xenophobia.
Right.
That's
my
why,
point. My point was, look, whether or not
Carlos, have some commentary, please.
Whether or not,
I'm listening because I was asleep during that era. Okay, I was asleep.
Yeah, me too.
Was it 2008? Right when he was first. Yeah. So I think
08, 09,
like the extent of my like politics there was like, oh, who's going? Because I think that was like my first election. I was literally like 18, my first election, and I didn't even like know about primaries. I had no knowledge of any of this. I just saw, hey, there's a Democrat and there's a Republican. I don't like that. I'm voting for like I was just basically like more like lib coded than anything. It's like I don't like the Republicans. They're not offering me anything. I'm just gonna vote Democrat. Like I'm not even gonna think about it.
I was an activist voter at that point because like Donald Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney alone, those two people alone. Like, those were my ultimate villains, and I thought we could never do worse than that. Dick Cheney just finding out that it's like, what do you mean he owns this stake in Halliburton? What's Halliburton?
Imagine reminiscing
like,
about the
contractor
time
that took us to Iraq. It's like, we're just allowing that? And then Donald Rumsfeld's just like, hey, what's wrong with this? This is just how politics are played.
24 black president was very popular. And
the good old days
was a
where
non-zero factor.
The good old days where we were like basically like the villains were like, you know, Dick Cheney. Yeah. Whoever thought we'd be here like reminiscing about the days where like George Bush was like the worst thing.
Dude,
and like that.
Hold on. The point I was making with bringing up Obama and Hillary at all was you're saying now me and Carlos were not tapped in. You were more tapped in than both of us. I still believe that there was an outreach. At least those of you who supported Hillary.
I can see that there was an outreach because that's
those of you
politics.
who supported Hillary. Come support me. There's no bad blood between us. Here's a picture of us together. Whatever the fuck.
No, that's where I'm.
That's what happened. Needs to happen with Tallarico and Crockett. That's all.
This is different.
That's my point.
This wasn't during an election. This is where I'm saying that's a little different.
It was during an election.
No, this
2008.
I'm saying he didn't need to bring in those Hillary supporters
he
as
needed
much.
as many voters voting for him as possible.
Yeah.
No, I am wrong. No, sorry.
Joining hands.
I had to run that back. No, yeah. You're right about like joining hands with the contingent
Joining
that was voting for
hands,
Hillary
we're
during
together.
the primary. Sorry.
It's all right. Not during the primary. For the general.
Gotcha. No,
For the general.
All right.
Now, because this is after the primary for Crockett and Tallarico.
Right.
Sorry. That was a long way to get there.
Where I'm saying that,
this is after the primary.
Unfortunately, because she was the loser,
needs to reach out to Crockett.
He has, though. People. He has no, see, this is what's bothering me. Is there's because I've seen this overarching this new narrative that like you're not the only one saying this. I saw this on fucking Facebook, which that tells me op shit. Because the only outcome from this is disengage. It's literally to disengage black voters and have them go, well, I can't vote for Tallarico because he's not going to fucking support what I need. It's like, dude, you're about to be disenfranchised entirely. If anything, they did.
That sounds like a threat, Pep.
It's not a threat when that's what they're doing. Look at what happened in Louisiana.
Wait. I'm saying what it sounds like is a threat. What it sounds like is do what I say or else. And that's not necessarily, again, people don't like you don't like to be told what to do. Nobody likes to be told what to do. Crockett doesn't want to be told. I got it.
Fuck. How do I unban? I went to go ban this guy that was gonna
do racial slurs. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was on my way too.
Yeah, we need to unban Latino Mafuno. That was a total mistake. Because the chat moved on me and it went to Mafune.
Nick, can you handle that? Because I don't know how to do that.
Oh no! Did we?
I accidentally banned Latino Mafune. That was totally. That was 1000% I was trying to make sure that R didn't show up in there, and so I sped right over to it.
It's funny because I was like
accident.
really.
Hold on. Where's Mafune? God damn it! I need to unban.
Yeah, we're gonna need support because I've never seen that before. Like,
Nick, take care of it.
Yeah, Nick, please do.
Okay.
I've actually never been able to do that.
My point.
Well, we're banning you now.
Yeah. My point is, look, mods, handle it. I just did it. I just banned this.
Bye.
You ban them, yeah. Here, how do you unban?
Okay. Again, mods, that's what you're here for. And Nick, please get Latino Mufune back in there. Apologies. The three of us, we don't need to be clicking on shit. Okay. I saw it too, and I was also like, hey, hold up. Yes. Okay. Johnny can fix it. Thank you very much, Johnny. All I'm saying is yes. I'll give you two options. I will stipulate Crockett might be playing spoiler. And it's just like, no matter what, I'm not going to say this. I'm going to make it seem like Tallarico's a racist and disincentivize people from voting. That's just like my position because he's got some kind of job lined up with a lobbying company or some shit. She's got some kind of job lined up for the lobbying company or whatever fucking K Street affiliated place.
Are you talking about
hedge fund or whatever? Crockett. Yes,
yeah.
She could be that, or she could just want some kind of fucking outreach.
What does it matter
from him?
Hold on. What does this matter, and why can't she articulate that? Why are we doing this thing where we're preemptively speaking for the black voter base in Texas and saying that Tallarico isn't doing enough, so he needs to reach out to her, as opposed to the fact that this in politics, again, take the racial shit aside, the fact is she lost. She needs to, if she actually gives a shit about Democrats winning in Texas, then maybe do the fucking hard work. But
that's
this is
the problem.
This is kind of
we don't know
if
she gives a
grievance.
Shit. Yeah, we don't know if she gives a shit.
Yeah, that, I mean, that's a problem in and of itself, and I guess it's more of a like, okay, well, if you're not gonna help, then just stay out of the way, I guess.
Yeah, because she might not give a shit, and the reason she's not staying out of the way is to show I have an audience, I have people who listen to me. So hey, hedge funds, hey, lobbying groups,
is where,
hey,
like, again,
whatever, give me a job.
But this is where, like, the attacks on Tallarico from like the Black Caucus, and I'm using the fucking finger quotes because the clip that I saw, I'm not entirely sure if that's like this woman could speak for the entire Black Caucus. Also, it is kind of one of these things where it's like, I don't understand exactly like where, like, we can't just recognize an obvious op, where this is like the only outcome that comes from this is a divided fucking vote, which means
I'm stipulating she might be an op. I'm stipulating she might be an op.
I mean,
and
possibly.
We do not want this fucking guy to win. Ken Paxton.
Yeah. I mean, the op being just the capital class, right? Because that's who she presumably represents.
We watched this Ken Paxton.
They've made a lot about the reports that have come out. One in the New York Times about you acquiring properties worth.
So, Jack, can we keep this to law enforcement today?
Well, I'm giving you the opportunity to answer that question.
I'd like to, we're here with the sheriffs, I'd like to keep today to law enforcement. So that's what I'm going to answer, questions about law enforcement.
Okay.
Gromer, did you want to go?
Will you answer a question about why you voted in Collin County? Clear that up.
They're talking about his like 15 houses.
Wait, so she's not required to do anything for Tallarico? Then let this guy win. This is where I get sick of this shit. Not being able to recognize the harm reduction of this, where it is objectively worse for us as the American people and the people of Texas to not have Tallarico win. I always hate the fact that we can have these arguments after the election and after he wins, but putting the cart before the horse is the reason that the horse never makes it to the fucking stable.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, technically, it's true. She is not required to do anything for anybody. It's just a matter of like, well, do you want to help or not? And if she does not want to help, then like
she should get out of the way. But I don't. But she's not. I'm saying if she is someone who genuinely doesn't give a fuck and it's just like, this is a career for me and I just want to advance my career, then I'm going to stay in the middle of this. This is going to be my controversy. I'm going to sink his campaign, or at least hurt it as much as I can, and then be like, see, you should have went with me. I'm going over to this lobbying group. I'm going to run for governor. I'm going to run for something else, whatever it is.
Right.
And she might be a total fucking asshole for that. But as long as there's people who aren't going to vote for Tallarico because of her, then those people need to be outreached to.
Oh, well, yeah, but not because of Crockett. It's more like we just need to outreach to people.
We just need the voters.
Yeah,
that's it.
But that's where, like, and yes, the onus is on Tallarico to definitely include of course, have a broad platform. But that's where I'm saying, like, based on what I've heard from Tallarico, his platform is pretty fucking wide. Like, he casts a wide net. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people do this, like, have this perception of him, like, not doing that.
Wanda brought it up earlier, and I think there's a good clip from Left Reckoning that made me think of it and kind of exemplifies
the biggest line.
again, I don't know why we don't have to talk about Tallarico or Crockett anymore if you don't want to. But this kind of exemplifies what I'm talking about. Check this out. We love Left Rec, and I saw them live when they were here in New York. Great. Along with the This Is Revolution podcast.
I cannot, and I'm sorry, I cannot quit you. Every time I think I'm done, you just pull me right back in here.
Yeah.
And this one is really good. So Jasmine Crockett, let's see. Jasmine Crockett was at a conversation on a podcast in New Orleans. And
all right, so let's watch the actual clip.
Yes, but James Tallarico, Texas.
Be working everywhere. The best thing that I can do for James Tallarico isn't me standing on the stage with him. It is the fact that I endorsed 5 candidates in the runoff who all happen to be black men in the state of Texas, and every single one of them won, and they're going on to November, meaning that they will pull out more black people to vote. People keep trying to say, well, Jasmine has to go and hold his hand. No, I don't. And don't worry about my math and how it works in my mind. Because the reality is that if you can give people more than one thing to vote for, then you have a better chance of getting them out to the polls. And obviously, some people are not going to be sold on certain people that are running in the state of Texas. So the best thing that I can do is take down ballot candidates who no one's ever heard of and do my best to uplift them and increase the voter participation in a way that we did in Texas.
So you can't do that for Tallarico and those people?
My race and how I ran it. But the reality is that there was a lot of racist, not a lot. It was racist. It was a racist race. It is what it is, right? But we live in America as y'all are celebrating 250, okay? We know what this country is. But let me...
I mean, yes, and it's getting even worse. Like, the thing is, what the Supreme Court, like, this is what's bothering me. Why is it so easy for people to ignore what the Supreme Court did? Like, what
are you talking about, dude?
Abolishing the fucking
you think she's ignoring that
of the Voting Rights Act?
You think she's ignoring that?
It kind of seems like it, because it's not actually meeting it at its face to fucking again win these races so we can repeal that.
Okay, I'm going to take the idea that Crockett is, I mean, even in this thing, I'm going to endorse down ballot people to show how much my sway matters on those races so that I can lobby myself for a job. I'm going to take that version of Crockett who is lobbying for a job and put it over here. I'm going to now interpret this as Crockett who genuinely wants to see Democrats defeat Republicans and have a better country. As that interpretation, she could absolutely feel, and I don't think it's necessarily untrue, that a lot of people were making analysis and going, well, it's hard to win in Texas statewide as a black woman. It's easier to win as a white man. That's why we're backing Tallarico. Their positions aren't too dissimilar, other than him shying away a little bit more from talking about Israel and Palestine than she had.
It's fuckery either way, but it's also ignoring the fact that this is Texas. This would be a little different if this was New York doing this, or like even Maine.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's fine that she's supporting down ballot candidates, and that's a good thing. You know, you need people to like get out and vote. But like, it would have been fine, like, if she genuinely has like a problem with Tallarico. I don't know what the
right.
Like, I didn't really keep up with like the politics with that. But if she really does have like a problem with Tallarico, cool. Like, but don't mention.
I know, funny birthday present, Latino.
I'm sorry, that just got me. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh no!
Latino,
happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
You got a band for your birthday,
and I apologize again.
Happy birthday! Bye bye.
Y'all good.
Oh my god, we just nuked Latino Mafoon on his birthday.
Dude, we all panicked because we saw what was happening.
Yeah, we all went to the freaking button because I know I saw
pretty fast, and we're just like, ah.
So,
all right.
So
yeah,
look,
sorry, back to
I
it.
think I think if she genuinely wants to help the Democrats, this analysis from Left Reckoning, analysis from you is correct. She should absolutely say, go vote for James Talarico. He's blah blah blah.
At this point, yeah, because honestly, this is where
hammering
the comes
that
in.
that the race was racist.
Yeah.
Isn't necessarily incorrect because, as we're saying, is a calculation of it's easier
She's
to win
running
with
in
a white guy.
Texas. The thing is, the only one that was surprised that she was running in a racist race was her.
What?
It's the only person that was surprised that it was
She's
a
not
racist
surprised.
race. But it sounds like she is. It
No,
sounds like she's going like,
making
wow,
it
it was
a
a
point.
racist race. Therefore, like, I mean, she was already in an uphill fucking battle, which sucks. Like, there's no denying how shitty this situation is and the racism that is at play here, and just how this is a good example of how backwards fucking Texas is.
Yeah. I mean, the misogyny and racism are like baked in, like that. We already recognize that. That's already like already baked in.
I mean, look at the comedy scene, Alex. Like, just look at the way that the Austin comedy scene is playing these games, where they're that's where the guy like that was just doing that with the, even just put it like the edgelord bullshit, the R, like using the R word, the N word, and just trying to like play this racial humor bullshit. What happened with McCusker? I'm not sure if you saw that, but like McCusker's wife, like freaking out on one of the Kill Tony guys. The thing is, like, we do have to recognize that certain areas of this country still have a long time, like a long way to go.
Here's the question, though, because they said that here in New York. A Muslim can't win in New York because there's so many Jews here. But that was fucking wrong. That was a way for them to try and stop you from being enthusiastic, stop you from trying.
Well, no, that's also ignoring the fact that the Jewish contingent that lives in New York saw right through it, and they voted for Mamdani anyway.
Yes, they did. Because he campaigned well.
Yeah.
She did not campaign well.
Yeah,
that was her problem. She didn't do a good campaign. That was it.
Just plain and simple.
Also, the racism and patriarchy, absolutely baked in. Misogynoir, also, she's,
I would also
I think,
argue
relatively
that,
attractive,
she
and
did
people
get
hate
that position
attractive
of power. Sorry to interrupt, but
no, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying that, like, she already got to that position of power in the state, in the House. Like, she wasn't even just like a state House representative. She was a U.S. representative of a majority black district in Texas. I think that the problem, like, and I might be wrong about this, maybe, like, but they were talking about the gerrymander pretty openly about not even a month into Trump's like re-election. So I think that everybody in Texas kind of saw the writing on the wall with that one, and that I think that even she saw that, where she was like, "Oh shit! Well, if they do that redistricting thing, it'll be a lot harder for me to maintain my House seat. So I might as well run for Senate." I mean,
and so okay. But is she running for Senate because she wants to help the Democrats at large?
I think she was running for Senate the reason that most people, and again, take race out of it and gender out of it, she wanted power.
Yeah.
Most of these people are power hungry people. Most of them are narcissists.
Right.
Most
They're
of them
careerists.
You have to have careerists. You have to have something that is broken in you to make you want to be that powerful or in politics.
Absolutely. You have
really
to have
do.
something broken in you to want to be in front of a camera as well. For real, that's why we're all here.
Hi.
That's why
doing therapy over here.
to want to be standing in front, talking into a microphone in entertainment, politics, whatever it is. You have something to say and you think other people should hear it. There's a level of it in you. I think she's a careerist, and I think she wants to climb the ladder. I also think that there are people who don't think that, who think she's a great Democrat, who was sidelined unfairly because they perceived Texas. They perceived that it would be easier for a white guy to win in Texas than a black woman, which may not be incorrect. However, she was on the rise and they stopped her. The white establishment came and stopped. That is the perception, whether true or not. And again, fuck her. It's the fucking vote.
I mean,
it's the people
this
that
was
she's
talked about during Kamala's campaign too.
the
though.
reason she is endorsing lower ballot candidates is to see how much her voice matters, so that she can go give that as a resume to whatever outfit she's going to try and get a job with, because she's not in Congress anymore. She's not going to be a senator, so she's looking for a job. She's unemployed.
No, but this is where the unsung part of this, I look at, it's like, will her and Marjorie Taylor Greene's trajectory in media and like backroom dealings be any different? I don't necessarily think so.
No, absolutely not. They're the same.
You know,
the same.
like
they have no power now outside of whatever audience they have.
Mm-hmm.
And her audience just happens to also, be, again, we're going to see how significant it is when it comes down to it. I think she doesn't want to give, I think her audience, or a significant portion of her audience, is one that doesn't want to see her bow to the white man. And whether legit or not, she needs to fucking pander to that audience and keep that.
I will say that. Yeah, no, that's smart.
And we'll
she
see
can do
how,
that while also saying, "Hey, Tallarico, he might not do everything
even in
perfectly,
this clip,
but
she's like, y'all can go vote for Tallarico. You don't need me to hold
but the problem
his
is, like, this is where that endorsement matters. This is actually, I have a gripe with Kat about this one with Daniel Biss, because she's like, I won't endorse Dan because he, had one dealing with J Street. Like, I think he took like $7,000 from J Street or some shit, which he did end up returning. But yeah, I have this thing with her not endorsing Daniel Biss, which we're still kind of on pins and needles whether she's just withholding, but
I think Kat is focused on other things. She's
She's focused on the broader platform, and like the helping other candidates, which I'm all for, man. But this was also what I was saying. I remember saying this back to you when the election happened, was how disappointed I would be if she doesn't try to help us locally here, and how it is kind of like, all right, that carpetbagging shit definitely landed. Like
that she's like focused on.
She has to try. Yeah, dude. Like, you got it. If you genuinely care about the people of of District 9, like she kept saying she did, then she should be going and like, number one, trying to push Daniel Biss farther left. Like, she can still pressure him to do these things to earn people's votes. Like, there's no guarantee that he's going to get all that.
I think going to help other DSA candidates around the country.
No, it's a great thing.
Is also pressuring him. It's pressuring every centrist Democrat. Kamala Harris and fucking Gavin Newsom are calling up Mamdani on the phone. Like, it's helping this wave, this red communist wave. Like, this is pressuring all those motherfuckers. So, look, should she come out and be like, hey, Daniel Biss, you want my endorsement? You want my people door knocking for you? Accept this platform. Or like,
honestly, not even a platform. Just get him to commit to fucking voting against aid for Israel.
Yeah.
Like, that was like the top one that even I had, where I'm just like, come on, man.
But also,
like,
is he reaching out to her and going like, hey, I need your endorsement?
No, he did. No, I know that his campaign did. They had dinner together, and I know that his campaign is kind of being a little wishy-washy with whether or not she will endorse.
Well, that's
or
also a thing too.
So.
I mean, I you know what? Now that you brought it up, I remember that picture coming out of like her having dinner with Biss, like around the time of the election. Absolutely. Hey. Absolutely. Look at him. Look at him. He wants to get in on the conversation too.
Oh yeah.
He's allowed to.
There's totally absolutely some places where it's actually advantageous for her not to endorse it. Or, I was talking to Danielle Welch, who ran here in New York, in Long Island against Tom Swazi. I asked her why, if she reached out to DSA or thought about doing that. She's like, look, I agree with the entire platform. It's just people in Long Island don't want to hear the word socialist.
Yeah.
So, like,
that is how
it's just strategy.
That's how it is.
At
That's
one point.
good.
So, like, maybe Biss is like, hey, don't endorse me. Keep your distance, because people don't.
Yeah, but DSA didn't even endorse her.
Well, also,
That was weird.
The time when
weird. I'll be honest. That actually like stuck with me. Where I was like, to this day, I want to talk to the head of the Chicago DSA and ask like, why did you not endorse Cat?
I remember from her perspective, she had said in an interview, I think it was Breaking Points. She said, "Well, the time to reach out for their endorsement coincided with us getting indicted by the government for protesting. So I kind of had to deal with that."
Okay, that does make sense. Okay,
yeah. So yeah, honestly, this Tallarico Crockett shit, like, okay, what else is going on this week? We got 45 minutes left, and I feel like we only talked about one thing. I was watching this video with
the one subject show.
Yeah, there you go.
I was watching this video with Adam Smith and Crystal Ball. Have you seen this?
Oh, dude, yeah, I watched that yesterday on my stream. That was awesome. Yeah, where he's like, stop. Oh yeah, dude, it gets heated and pretty fast too. I got to give Crystal Ball a lot of credit with this one. Like she cooked him, and
Can we watch a little bit more of this?
Yeah, totally, dude.
All right, Carlos, is that cool with you?
Yeah, of course.
Part out. Okay, which is really kind of important to this whole conversation.
I would agree. Yeah.
And it's very disappointing. I mean, and there's a lot of blame to go around for why we got there. Yes, I would like to see a two-state solution. I am not naive, as you just described, to know that it's simply not on the table at this point. And that creates a massive, massive problem. But the idea, again, that the easy solution is, okay, we get rid of the Jewish ethno-state and the details of how Israel is currently running, their country.
I don't think she's asking you about getting rid of it. She's saying, should we stop giving them our fucking
this is
money?
meta as hell. Three guys watching two guys watching two guys.
Abetting in what they're doing, which is an ethnic cleansing, a genocide. And she was even charitable to him. She said, if you want to just call it war crimes, that's not even up for fucking debate.
Want to have to live next to the scary Muslim man, then move back to fucking Ocean City or whatever. Yeah. You'll be safer there anyway. You won't have to go in the goddamn bomb shelter every 5 seconds.
Fucking ads. Sorry. Premium beef, pork. Been talking about Jews. Anti-Semitic? Maybe? Who knows?
I mean, it's YouTube, so.
Looks like some decent glizzies, I'll say.
There are Arabs
now I'm
in the
hungry.
parliament.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so we get rid of that.
Okay.
So what's your idea for what replaces that? You say you're not convinced that it would be a Hamas-run thing.
Well, I've offered that. Listen, I really honestly think that this is something for Palestinians and Israelis to decide. I don't know why it is the American taxpayers' business to fund this.
And again, that's why I voted for the Massey Amendment.
But what is actually your idea? Because if you're saying, you don't support a one-state solution, you don't support a two-state solution. There is no good solution. That's where you are. That is the reality of where we are now.
Right. And I'm open.
I'll be right back.
Crystal's so good at staying completely calm. He keeps talking over. I would have I know he's like a sitting calm person, but your instinct to be like, bro, we're on my show. Would you just fucking chill for a second? Like, hey man, let's just get back to the fact where I'm asking you questions and you're fucking answering them. So
yeah, I mean, he is really trying to control this.
Yeah, I mean, that's the signs of a person who has some level of media training. Going up against Crystal Ball, not a good idea. But
and he's also used to being like, well, I'm the guest. I get to talk as much as I want. And Crystal's like, no. It's my fucking show. I asked the goddamn questions.
Oh, there's a great book called Palestine.
Let's keep going.
1936 that described what was going on there. So you were coming to the end of the British mandate. And you had the Jews had been coming in since the 19th century. They'd been there a long, long time ago.
And the same fuckers that are responsible for India and Pakistan drawing that.
Wait. Are we just going to glaze over that? Like they were there a long, long time ago. Is he like trying to do like the biblical thing?
Yes.
That's not true though. The thing is they weren't. Like even in the Bible, it's understood that it was technically like in the area of Iraq was where like the Jewish people in biblical times were mostly like, kind of.
Well, I'm going to defer to you because I have no fucking idea about the Bible.
Me neither. Like I get so exhausted. I get so exhausted with all this like history stuff. Like, well, maybe yes, no, I don't know. They're killing people right now. They're exterminating an entire group of people. Like I
because like who was
why
here
do we
first?
care so much about the sovereignty, or it's like the opposite of this. Like this guy would probably be like, well, I don't want to do land back, so it's just like a broader fucking like acknowledgement of that, where it's just like, well, we're not going to do land back. Why would they need to do land back? Like,
yeah, kind of. Sure,
it's how it comes off to me. Point.
And they were looking for a place to be. The Palestinians were looking to drive out the British. And the Palestinians and the Arabs reached a conclusion in the mid-1930s and said, okay, Jews, you can stay, but you're not going to run anything. Okay. Jews said, no, we can't stay. So they started a civil war. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they fought. Yeah. And then, of course, 1948.
Thanks for the refresher on the history, bro.
This is such a bullshit history lesson, too. I know Crystal doesn't want to like fuck with this guy about like the lead up to the Nakba, but
yeah.
The Nakba was actually justified, Zach? You didn't know that? Well, these people, they showed up and they started calling.
Yeah, this is fucking crazy. Like, I did not know how bad this interview went.
Oh, it went on. Like, I watched the whole thing on my show. It went bad. I mean, the guy started like yelling and getting like really and it happened quickly too. I remember that, where it was like 5 minutes in, he started getting like, no, that's not what I mean. Like it was
yeah. He said like stop.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Well, no, but the thing is, I'm glad that she did this interview in the time that she did, because this really does show like this is what we will be contending with as DSA members. This is what the people that we are voting for will be contending with. So we, instead of doing what happened with Bernie, where like even going back to that, I remember what really made me upset was the fact that we were expecting it, and then when it happened, nothing was done. It was just like, and there was I kind of felt powerless in that moment, where I was just like, damn,
2016?
Yeah, when Debbie Wasserman Schultz just made that announcement where she was just like, we're not gonna go with Bernie Sanders.
Yeah,
sorry,
I know I don't like
going...
Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and I know it has to do with Bernie, but I don't remember exactly what she did, but I know she was involved.
I mean, she's also like a Zionist stooge. Like,
oh yeah, for sure, I know. But like, I remember being like that was one of the first names I remembered as getting into the news. Like Debbie Wasserman Schultz, fuck that.
Well, it's because you could pin it on her like decision and her being the mouthpiece at that time for.
Yeah, she was like in charge of the DNC and something like that.
She was.
Yeah, she really loves the camera. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, let me just play a little bit more of this Left Reckoning clip.
Back to Crockett, I guess.
So the racism thing is what I saw people mentioning. I gotta just dwell on the theory, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna endorse all these other people that are driven to those polls by said candidates you did endorse. Should they vote for Tallarico also?
Yeah, because it seems like you don't want them to do that. Oh, and I'm sorry. It is absurd. And you know what is so insulting about all of this at this point, Matt? I mean, I'll get to the thing in a second, like the actual allegation there. But this whole fucking song and dance at this point is so ridiculous, because every time we do this now, we get a bunch of people in the comments being like, why don't you listen to her? Why don't you listen to what she has to say? I am. And what I'm being told right now, and what is abundantly clear, is she's saying, vote for Democrats, but do not vote for James Tallarico. It's not even just like, oh, is she not supporting him? Is she not doing enough? She's pretty much using every opportunity that she gets, and she's getting a lot of opportunities to speak, right? To make an implication.
Oh my God, this guy looks like Bam Margera.
He does. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
I just realized
Cannot unsee it now.
Yep.
Oh my God. Wow. That's hilarious.
Wow,
you called
this
it.
is leftist.
So, absolutely. She could absolutely be a problem in the media. She does still have a following of many black women. I think she could impact politics the wrong way. I think that her goal is to show how much sway she has and to go, who wants to buy this?
Mm-hmm.
And she's shopping herself out to lobbying groups, whatever it is. I think that's my interpretation. if she really is I'm trying to help the Democrats and I just think socialism is bad and I don't want to go with that, or I want to help the Democrats, but this particular guy, this race, it was fucking racist, and I had racist shit that I was dealing with behind the scenes that I don't want to talk about and expose. Then again, she's missing the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
And
don't say anything. I mean, unless it's seriously unless it's something obviously grave that we the voters, or I guess Texas, the voters in Texas need to know about, then I don't know, just I feel like there's better ways of approaching this.
There definitely is, especially with the way that this is where I was going at it with the religious aspect of Tallarico. Religious outreach is essentially racial outreach when you can speak to Catholics that are, Mexican Catholics or, Black Baptists. They speak the Bible, dude. Being able to tie it back to, Jesus's walk, through, the desert for his whole thing, his, time trying to have the devil test him, which has always been one of my personal favorite stories, because I've always thought of the different ways that Satan would try to make him laugh. That was the way that I was just the ultimate test, don't laugh.
So I think we've talked about the electorate and electoral politics and whatnot going on in this situation. I'm also want to bring in the internet commentator sphere. And what this looks like aesthetically is two white guys who supported Plattner and who are talking about one lives in Texas, one does not, talking about this black woman has to do these things or she has to get out of the way. I am telling her what she needs to do. Does that not it is,
but that is the podcast that you chose to listen to.
That's the podcast that they chose. Absolutely.
No, you chose to listen to that one. So technically, you could have gone to one that had two black creators talking about this.
For sure. I mean, I can find one. Yeah. But my point is it continues from the planet. There's a blind spot. It's from Bernie. There's a blind spot when it comes to getting excited about your favorite lefty politician. Bernie, Zoran, all of them. That is just get behind them. They're the best chance we got. No matter what outside noise, focus, get them in. And it can work, and I understand the urge for that kind of motivation. I mean, this is a great video. I won't play the whole thing. It's 50 minutes long, but shout out BK of the Look at the Material with BK show, talking about Wesley Bell and Jasmine Crockett. These are two black politicians who are, just because they are skin folk does not mean they are kinfolk. That is an important conversation to have. It's not necessarily a conversation that Sam and Emma should be talking about on the Majority Report, or
that's actually
or
I
David
totally
Griscom.
Where it's even me,
Matt Leck.
Yeah. No, it is overstepping when you're trying to be how the black community should respond to something. That's right. A bridge too far. But
that's what it took an hour and a half for me to kind of.
But this is where I'm saying it's not that, because this is more politically based, because this is the wider electorate. This is where she's essentially saying, I think that Matt summed it up pretty well there, where it does no matter how you break this down, it sounds like she's saying, do not vote for Tallarico, but vote for down ballot Democrats. And that does not help. That
because
really does.
What she's saying is vote for the ones that I'm directly endorsing, so I can look at a poll sheet and go, my endorsements helped this.
That's
person
another
win,
thing. I'm glad that you said that. Yeah, that
I mean, take this to a lobbying group and I say, hire me.
Yeah, to show that she has the power.
Exactly.
To actually show it. I mean, realistically, that is a good way to break this down, and that makes me even wonder, just with that one interview that we watched, where it's just like, how much of it is like me literally feeling the right vibe, where it's like, no, she's just pissed off that she lost. And like,
absolutely.
And she's pissed off that she like gave up her seat, that she like she hedged her bets and she hedged them wrong, and now she's going to be forced out of politics. Now she doesn't get the sweetheart deals with the lobbyists. Now she doesn't get to have her viral moments, on the committees. Like, I don't know, man. I'm seeing it a little bit more now, where that like it could just be. I mean, that takes it down to like the most basic like emotional fucking response, where it's just fuck them, they won.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's something we could talk about. The fucking military budget just got passed, and we're going to merge our military with Israel.
Yeah, what is it? $95 billion.
Here's Ted Cruz being asked about that.
Passed the NDA yesterday with Section 219 in it.
Another Texas man.
The process of sort of merging the U.S. and Israeli military defense technology. I'm wondering what your thoughts are on that, and whether that's a good thing for the U.S.
Well, it's the defense. Hold on. I do want to preface this because people are conflating that this was the one that merges our military. It doesn't. Like, this is just merging the R&D side of things and kind of like cutting some red tape, which is still bad. Like, make no mistake, this is still bad, but it's not the one that was actually going to merge our militaries, which that did not pass. I looked that up yesterday.
This is like on the way for that.
Like for them to reignite it, but I do know that like on this specific one that they're voting on, it's not in it. That's why I was kind of like, I thought that. I was like, oh, this is the one that's literally merging our two militaries. It's like,
well, I mean, let's watch them ask the question.
Yeah.
It's not an honest description of what that is. Netanyahu wrote a letter to Congress saying we're not merging anything. That's silliness. We cooperate with our allies, and there are a lot of folks that are pushing misinformation on this issue online.
I think that's
what I was trying to avoid.
It's a particularly close alliance here that's established in this. I mean, more than any other allies. You qualified it by saying, "Oh, we need this with all our allies," but this is quite different.
We have a close alliance with Israel, a close alliance with Great Britain. We work with our allies. There's nothing unusual about allies' militaries cooperating together. And frankly, the people online who are pushing these weird conspiracy theories that frankly, a lot of this is being pushed by people who just hate Jews and hate Israel. That's not healthy. Israel is a very important ally, and we work closely with them.
What happens when our alliances, come up against each other? Israel's talking about Turkey being their next target. They're a NATO ally. I mean, what are your thoughts
Israel
on
and Turkey are not getting into a military conflict.
Thanks.
How do you know?
You, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How the fuck do you know?
Well, there's a reason that we never really did this. Like,
I mean, why would you, dude?
Unprecedented.
This is fucking crazy. Look, I have an idea. I've had this idea for a long time. We would like the UN to actually function the way we all thought it did, right? Be an international fucking body that is above the government of every other country on earth. If you are oppressing your people, doing genocides, committing fucking war crimes, human rights violations, the UN will come and stop you. They need a monopoly of violence. The United States has the biggest military on the world, more than any other military combined, correct? Why not we cleave off half, 2/3 of our military and dedicate them to the UN? That is your military now. It is an international fighting force, and it starts without us cleaving off our military and dedicating to the UN, inspire other countries to do similar, and then create the UN army or whatever it is. If they are talking about mixing the United States military with the fucking Israeli military, then I think my idea is not so goddamn far-fetched.
No.
Does that sound like, yeah, exactly, Chuck L. The UN like in a 1966 Batman movie.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, the UN
or
is
like the Mission
basically
Impossible
useless.
movies.
Yeah, or the Mission Impossible, or any kind of movie, comic. I'm literally getting this from comic books, where like, oh, we have to make sure the UN is okay with Superman going into this country or whatever it is. Like they have any kind of fucking power at all, right? It's silly. However, I think they should have that fucking power. I think this is a way to bring, like, look, dude, we're animals on a planet, on a rock spinning through space. Eventually, this rock is going to be too poisonous for any life to exist on it. Or do we give a shit? Or are you just like, well, I'm going to live, and my kids are going to live, and their grandkids are probably going to live. But like after that, I can't think that far ahead. I don't care. Or are we all working towards the goal of like Star Trek, unified world, and we're exploring space, and that's the final frontier?
I think that part of the problem is that kind of thinking is great, like for small groups of people, and like we can conceptualize it, but in actual like substance and trying to like generationally make accomplishments towards those goals, it has to be done so like incrementally. Like this is what pisses me off about like just even the time that I've been in politics is I have watched us move 2 steps forward, fucking 3 steps back. And it's like, I hate this cha-cha that we're fucking doing. It's really annoying. Like I watched us get gay marriage. I watched us get a black president. I watched us get legalized marijuana. These are things that when even like I was in early middle or like late middle school, early high school, I couldn't conceptualize that because I was told by all my contemporaries, by my teachers, by my parents, even that was just that's not obtainable. And I remember having that conversation with one of my teachers about like, because I was really big in Star Trek Voyager at that time. And I was just talking about like, why isn't this the goal? He's like, well, it kind of is. It's just you're probably only going to see maybe 2 things lead to that. He's like, you have to conceptualize a world that doesn't have you in it.
Right.
And, just
Most
be
people
happy
can't.
with what you can accomplish. And that's why I think I have the attitude about this that I do, where I'm like, this is like specifically where I even fall in politics. I've told people this, and I'm very open about how I'm not a communist, but if communism did become a thing while I am alive, I'm more than happy to be like, hey, let's see how this goes. Let's do it. Like, fuck it. Like capitalism failed me very, very fucking bad. And honestly, I was working towards democratic socialism because I thought that was literally like what we could accomplish. Like, I want to be proven wrong. That's my big thing here, where it's just like,
I mean, look, the Star Trek like universe, whatever, that's the utopia, and we are
unless you watch Deep Space Nine and realize that it's taking our fucking world grievances into space.
We're the utopia that everybody is working towards. There are different utopias, right? Stephen Miller's version of that is different than ours, and on the road, but he'll never see it. And we'll never see ours. But on the road to get there, then you get.
Problem is, we've already seen his.
Well, his is getting into clearer focus.
Well, I'm just saying, like, for all the hyperbole out there about Nazis and shit, the thing is, like, that's exactly what he wants. Like, we've seen the Nazi experiment fail.
Yeah, but he thinks he could do it right this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's what all
his
these guys
goal.
think.
Well, because here's the thing with a utopia, everyone has to agree, and that's never going to happen. That'll never happen. It'll never happen.
That's why I have like ever since I started getting deeper into sci-fi, I always thought that Star Trek is actually the least realistic utopian vision. I think that The Expanse has the most realistic one, where everybody on Earth is on UBI, but the thing is that then there's this sense of wanting more. So it's like, do you want to be part of like the exploration teams that go like out to the belts, or like, do you want to be a Martian?
Yeah, people have
like,
greed. People have yes.
But then it's literally political shit where it's the Martians versus Earth, because then the Martians start feeling like they're better because they've lived with the Mars gravity and like they made it work, and then the Belters feel even. They're like, well, wait a minute, you're getting all the materials from us. We're going to just seize the means of production. And that's literally what starts the whole like spacing, like space guild war in The Expanse. The Expanse.
That's really funny. I went to school with the guy who's in The Expanse.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, what's it, Steven Strait?
Oh no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
His sister was in my class. This, speaking of Star Trek and the sci-fi, I think this is a good segue to show this video. I haven't watched it yet. I was saving it for y'all.
Have you ever wondered why fascists can watch something like Superman, Star Wars, and Star Trek, stories that explicitly reject their worldviews, and yet they still think they'd be the heroes in these narratives? Stephen Miller, who has made it his sole mission to dismantle civil rights era laws, is said to be a huge Star Trek fan. You know, the show about ending racism and discrimination to create a utopian Earth. That's his favorite show? So it begs the question, if these movies and shows hate fascism, why do fascists love them? In media studies, it's called reception theory. People can have different interpretations of the same message based on their cultural backgrounds. When fascists watch something like The Man of Steel, the character, not the god-awful movie, they like the iconography, the muscles, the winning battles, dominating over the impossible. That all aligns with their worldview. And this is why they can like progressive media when it's the opposite of what they believe. They're not consuming media for the story, they're consuming it for the aesthetics and the power fantasy that they can live vicariously through. If they were to dig deeper, they'd see that the themes and messages of these stories cause tension with their own outlooks. Fascists like the aesthetics, not the ethics. But that's only half the answer. Because if all of that is true, then that brings us to a bigger question. Why are they suddenly rejecting these narratives? Why do they think these stories have gone woke? Check out the full breakdown in the video below. Have you ever wondered why
I think that's a good little talking point to get us started on this. Like, it is wild to see that. I mean, this is why part of the reason I have my channel the way it is, where I'm talking about movies, music, TV, and video games, because I've seen how effective they are in bringing people to the right, using this grievance of our nerd shit is now changing. It's changing because women are involved, because black people are involved where they weren't before. And you should vote for Republicans because that's the end goal. You vote for Republicans, the end. But vote for them so that they will keep those people out of the offices of Marvel and DC, as if you could legislate them, like accepting people into a writer's room. You know, you can legislate Disney out of making remakes. Please, Donald Trump, legislate Disney out of making fucking 1,000 remakes a year. Please. But they don't really care about this. They want Daily Wire to supplant Disney. They want Angel Studios or whatever to supplant Disney.
Yeah,
and
you
Disney
know what? But as a
has
Christian
been pandering them for 30 years.
It's always gonna, like, the thing is, so this is where I am more like geared to talk about this, because like we were taught that we were at war with the secular world, right? So this is why I had things like Veggie Tales instead of Barney and like shit like that.
Exactly.
Like, but that like loses its fucking luster, and every fucking Christian kid, Catholic kid that ever went to one of these schools, we all had the same arc where we either you had everything secularized, like hard banned in your life, and you had to stick to Christian media and anything that was Christian media. So like you would have like your mom going through, like any before Wikipedia even. Like I remember one of our like PTA moms did this with J.R.R. Tolkien when she was just, because like we had a pretty overall ban on fantasy novels, but then she was like, well, C.S. Lewis, he's a Christian author. Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, like you can read those. We're like, oh, okay. And then we were surprised one year where they were just like, surprise, J.R.R. Tolkien was a Christian. You can read this. We were like, oh shit. But then Harry Potter came out. We're like, we're burning books now. We're like, wait, what? Like we ended up in the paper for that.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude. The thing is, like, but we all had a copy of Harry Potter. Like it was our contraband. That's how they got enough of them to burn, is because almost every single one of us had a copy of it.
That's crazy.
Fantastic.
Carlos, did you have any of that growing up?
I mean, very little, because like I think my parents like realized that like it just wasn't gonna fly. Like when I was younger, they used to try to like take me to church and stuff, but I think like after 12, 13, 14, they're like, this ain't happening. This ain't happening. They
Now,
just,
were they like
stopped.
disappointed, or were
I
they
don't
like
think
let
so.
him make his own decision?
Yeah, I think they like were pretty like okay, with it. Like the moment I started to like think, it's like when you start questioning stuff, it's like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense.
Like, did you get baptized or have communion or whatever?
I think I got as far as doing my first communion, and like that's as far as I got down the down the journey.
Interesting.
And then we like moved, and they started taking me to like this more other type of Christian church. It wasn't really Catholic. And then like fast forward 1 to 2 years, and that was like pretty much the end, because it's like, okay, well, obviously like this isn't sticking, because start asking questions.
Word.
The most important one is why.
They hate that. They really hate that. I was about 17.
Yeah, so it's like you get to that point where you just like start like asking questions, like, well, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Like, how does this make any sense?
I remember like the most pivotal one. I asked one of my doctrine teachers, like, if Jesus would understand the concept of a bullet without freaking out, because he'd be like, wait, you're doing what now to make this easier to kill each other? And he was so convinced, where he's like, no, Jesus would be a Second Amendment guy. It's just like, okay, that's
supply side Jesus.
Yes.
Supply side Jesus. That's so fucking funny.
I'm selling red fucking MAGA hats out of a pickup truck.
Absolutely.
Hey, the Messiah's got to make some money, God sent me down here to save y'all, but he didn't send me down with any money.
Have you seen GOP Jesus?
I've seen so many different iterations of it, but yeah, one of my favorite. Are you talking about the one where it's like the Sermon on the Mount, where he pulls out the fucking AR?
No, there's like, this happened like 7 years ago. I still have the video.
That's the one, actually. The friend, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, Friend Dog Studios.
Yeah, Friend Dog Studios. Yeah.
Oh, this?
Yeah, go to YouTube.
It's so fucking funny, man.
Yeah.
Right. We'll find
go to
it.
YouTube.
Yeah, this is a good way to wrap the show today. This is fun.
I think so.
I mean, we can go another 45 if you guys.
Unfortunately, I got to bail at 6. You guys can keep going if you want to, but
I gotta go too.
Well, I'll keep going. Why not?
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, GOP Jesus. Let's see here.
Yeah, just look it up. Friend Dog Studios, I want to say.
Yep, here we go. 3 minutes.
Yeah.
This
one?
Truly great.
All right, here we go.
So excited. Yes.
So I'm gonna give you my background. My father's Christian, my mother's Jewish, father's black, mother's white. My parents had a philosophy of like, let him choose, let him, if he shows interest. They didn't really go to church or temple or whatever like regularly as anyway, so it didn't matter. And the only thing is, like, we would do Hanukkah every year. We'd celebrate Christmas every year. That's as close as I got. And then when I turned 13, I saw everybody else in not everybody, but a lot of people in my class having bar and bat mitzvahs. And I was like, can I have one of these? I'm Jewish. I get to, and my mom was like, sure. You want to go to temple every Saturday and learn the Torah and do basically extra homework? And I'm like, fuck no, I don't. I'm going to ask for money on my 13th birthday. That's as Jewish as I get. And so it's fascinating. You said you had a doctrine teacher? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, we had
but I remember
we had doctrine class. We had we literally had prayer meetings. That shit was wild.
But I remember in the 90s, a lot of when like Aladdin came out and Disney was getting hit on by like Christian groups and shit. This is like, I knew about Christianity from the controversies in the news of them trying to stop people from having fun, essentially. From my perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to answer your question. There was like several things that like when I was a kid, they'd be like, oh, I don't know about this Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. This seems kind of weird. Like, oh, I don't know about this rock music. Don't know about that.
I definitely got that too, but it was secular. It wasn't religious. It was my mom watching the fucking news or Oprah or Dr. Phil and being like, well, I don't know about GTA. I don't know about Eminem or South Park or whatever.
One of my favorite ones was my mom holding up my Limp Bizkit CD going like, Stink Finger? You don't even know what that is. You better not.
Dude, my dad
for me, I was like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, now I'm gonna find out what a stink finger is.
Yeah.
I had the album Chocolate Starfish, the hot dog flavored water.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, first of all, it was the clean version. I could only have the clean version.
From Walmart, yep.
From Tower Records.
Yeah, Tower Records or Walmart, yeah.
And he was like scoffing in the car, and I was like, "What?" He's like, "The title." And I'm like, "What? What about the title?" And he explained it to me, and I'm like, "Dad, I wouldn't have known that had you not explained it." I thought they were literally talking about chocolate starfish and water.
My mom did that with the Blink-182.
I'm from New York. I got fucking hot dog carts on every other corner. I've seen hot dog water.
You're like,
I know
hot dog water. It's hot dog water. Yeah.
Yes, I didn't know they were talking about cum until you told me, Dad. Thank you very much for that.
Thanks, Dad. That's incredible.
Well, let's check out GOP Jesus.
This is so
Market
funny.
supply side Jesus.
Yeah.
Truly I say unto you, whoever welcomes one of these little ones in my name might be letting in a murderer or a drug. Let's get her to a detention center. You know, so we can.
It's like it's also crazy that this was 7 years ago and not much has changed.
Nothing.
I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. And behold, now I'm all lazy and entitled. You shouldn't have done that. Do unto others as you suspect they might want to do unto you. What is a man profited?
Now that's a real one. That's a real one. Do
What
unto
you
others
might
as you
suspect. Damn, dude. Oh, this is fire.
Again.
Oh, no.
I don't see
we
the
lose
chat
him?
moving.
Damn it. Yeah, Alex, I think you froze.
Oh, we lost him.
Did we lose you again?
Nothing's happened.
Oh, you're back. You're back.
Oh,
You're back. You're back.
I might be.
That's it. I'm sending him that Ethernet. I'm literally I'm putting together a care package for Alex. Or it's like, you know what? We've got to get him on that.
Oh, wait. Is he? Oh, no, he's gone.
Oh. Well, he's taking over the show, so I guess no matter what, we do got to finish that.
We do. I mean, I can. Let's give him like a second because I can.
No, definitely give him a sec.
I can finish it.
Man, I'm surprised that your parents gave you that much free. Like, did your parents like split from religion then? Like, or were they just not ever really that into it?
I mean, I guess not, because if not, like, they would be a little bit more like, because they are Christian. They're still Christian.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
like they're just not like churchgoers or anything like that anymore because, well, you know, the kids have left the coop, like the nest. There's no like, it's just them. And
wait, so they don't go to church?
Not really.
Really? See, that's weird. My mom got really involved in the church after like we were out of the house because she had nothing else to do. I hate to say,
yeah.
So she almost quadrupled down. Oh man, like,
yeah, it's
I'm jealous
very
of that.
weird. Like, it's very weird because like they're Christian, like privately, and they're obviously like they read their Bible by themselves, like they kind of study or whatever by themselves, but they're not like churchy in that way. And like maybe they never were. They just like tried to see if I was gonna go in that direction, but
so we used to call, like, this is where the condescending assholes that like my Christianity produced, the ones that we were like, anytime that there was a born again Christian, we would get really condescending with them. And then we would also do this thing where we would be like, oh, you're just a Christian of convenience. You don't actually believe in the tenets of Jesus Christ. And then you would see the same people saying this, and it's like, you're cheating on your wife.
yeah, of course.
What are you doing?
Of course.
I can't. That's one thing I'll say is we had a disturbing amount of pastors and youth group leaders go on apology tours where they would come to our chapel every Wednesday and like we would have like somebody speak, but we had so many of these dudes that were like, so I just want to say that I'm a pastor over at Christ Community Church, and I have sinned. I did betray my wife, and I did sleep with a 14-year-old girl. It's just like,
hey man, hold on. Yeah. What?
And that was a real one, by the way.
Oh
like,
my
this guy,
God.
and then he ended it by saying that if it wasn't for my addiction to pornography, then I would have never done this. It's just like,
of course, no
and they see
self-responsibility.
themselves as the heroes.
Even
of
that was the
course.
thing. This guy is now a pastor at that church again because we're a forgiveness type of church.
Because it's the same thing that the girl was talking about in that video. Why do they identify with Star Trek? Why do they identify with Jesus? Why do they identify with any kind of religion that promotes helping others, selflessness? Because they see it, well, he's the most powerful. He's the son of God.
Like if I may, like I think it's like for these type of people, it's not fundamentally about Christianity. That's just a vehicle. That's just a vehicle. The actual teachings or the actual whatever you can maybe derive from what Jesus said about feeding the poor or whatever, that has nothing to do with anything. Like the book, nothing. It's just a vehicle for them to say like, X, Y, and Z, or in this case, fascism. It's a vehicle. It's a vehicle for them. That's it.
Absolutely.
Right. You got that clip so we could
I got the clip. I could throw it up.
All right. Yeah. No, I this is one of those rare times where I'm like, I don't care. We're watching the rest of it, but then I gotta go.
Going.
Whole world, but lose his soul. A lot. He has profited a lot. One soul for the whole world, that is an amazing deal. Why look at the speck of dust in your brother's eye, but ignore the plank in your own? Because of her email. If a man strikes you on the right cheek, turn to him and shoot him. That is the law.
I mean,
perfect. No. Sell all the possessions that you have and give the money to a solid mutual fund. By this, they will know that you are my disciples. That you say, Merry Christmas! Christ! Christmas! That's my name in there, and I put it in there because I wanted it in there. Because let's celebrate Big Boy Jesus' birthday time! Okay.
That's the rules.
Surely you can heal me.
My child, of course I could. But who would pay for it?
I don't understand. I don't have any money.
Yes, it is a sad story, but it does not make me responsible. It is easy for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven.
Sells it.
The richer, the better, really. Maybe get a solid gold house, just to be sure. Love your neighbor. Unless you're better than your neighbor. Then tell them that they're weird, and you do not want to bake them a cake. You have heard it said, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say to you, any man who looks upon a woman with lust in his heart should go ahead and do what he's got to do.
Lord, your followers grow hungry, and we have only this fish and bread.
Oh, sweet.
It just takes off.
That's great.
Oh, dude, no. I love how they end it with regular Jesus. Like, dude.
Yeah, that's funny. That's great, man. That was fantastic.
That's the shit right there. Like that ending again. That ending right there. You have a clever way of rejecting God's law in order to uphold your own teachings. Yes, it's Mark 7:9. This is the shit that, as a Christian, like it got me out of it. Where I would challenge them on these things. Where I'm just like, you do understand. Like, you keep telling me that, like, it wasn't leftism at that point, but they kept saying like communism. Like this goes way fucking. Back to the days of like high school and Bush, and they're just saying the commies. And like, I had somebody that was way smarter than me say, well, Jesus would have been a communist because these are what the tenets of communism are and Marxism, and this is what Jesus is about. And that was the first time I ever got interested in Karl Marx and just being like, that's interesting. Really? Yeah.
Interesting. See, I went to schools that were communists, that were so like founded by socialists and communists.
Lucky.
Dude, I didn't know. Look, I'm a little kid. I didn't know that the whole country has like different curriculums and different counties and shit. I thought we're all learning the same shit. I thought the attitudes were the same. That like, oh, religion is something that people do, but not everyone's religious, and mostly we kind of know that they're fairy tales and whatever. I didn't know. Oh no, there are groups who like hardcore believe this shit's real, or at least are saying that they believe it's real, so that they can use that as a way to attack things they just don't like. I did not know how impactful the Christianity still was.
To segue for my outro here, I actually am about to go do something that was completely sinful by my school's ways, and that's play some Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm gonna go roll for a new character. I'm very excited to go do this, but unfortunately that means I have to leave you you guys. But I appreciate you running the show. Fantastic job today, Alex. Carlos was awesome. Vibing today with you guys. Real quick, I'm gonna do my plugs if you don't mind. You guys can follow me at Pep Talks TV on YouTube and Twitch. I stream daily. 4 p.m., 2 p.m. on Wednesdays, and then we do a fun late show on Thursdays. And also Fridays, I do a little wrap-up at the end of my YouTube show. I go exclusively to Twitch, and we have a 420 friendly just hang session. We watched DBZ Abridged on the last one.
Hey,
completely ripped. So that was one of my favorite shows I think I've ever done. So nice. But like I said, guys, I really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys next week.
All right, take care, Pep.
Night, guys.
Take care.
Carlos, you want to do yours?
Yeah, I mean, really quick, I'm A Difficult Truth. I do the news, I do the politics on my own show, A Difficult Truth. Pretty much A Difficult Truth on every single social media. I want to say Bluesky, YouTube, Twitch. Those are like the main ones. And here on this space every Tuesday at 7 p.m. So that's my plug.
Right after my show.
Exactly.
I lead right into A Difficult Truth so you can get some actual news.
Exactly.
And also, announcement, this Space Social, the Discord that we have, is having its very first election. Anyone who wants to join the server for free is eligible to vote. So hop on into the Discord, folks. Grab that link in the chat. Maybe we can figure out how to get that link into the description of the streams. But until then, it's in the chat with Latino Mufune, whose birthday it is. Carlos, thank you so much for hanging out.
Appreciate it. Heck yeah, it was awesome.
Go get dinner. Do whatever you gotta do.
Appreciate that.
Did I remove? There we go. Okay. All right. And now you got me until my fucking internet crashes yet again. I'm going to be hanging out for the next 40 minutes, and that's going to be the end of this space streams today. So what do I want to do? Well, let's popped up this clip from AOC. She's talking about Mitch McConnell. And I'm going to play this clip as I hit the bathroom real quick.
McConnell in more than 5 weeks. We don't know when he'll be back. Should he resign?
I mean, if Senator McConnell is not capable of as basic a task as answering a letter to Governor Beshear, I think that conveys a very disturbing inability to fulfill his duties. The governor has asked the senator a very simple question and request weeks ago to simply provide an update on his health. And Senator McConnell nor his staff have provided that. And I think that at a certain point, we have to be asking where he is. I understand that people have a right to medical privacy and to deal with their issues, but we do not have the right to disappear from our jobs without explanation. I don't think any American has ever experienced the ability to just leave your job for over a month with no explanation to your employer. And we are accountable to the public. And we sign up for, while there's some measure of privacy, we also sign up to give up a small measure and some measure of privacy because we sign up to be accountable to the American people. And I think that the inability to be transparent is disturbing to everyone, regardless of your party or background.
I mean, she's correct. She's correct. Just first of all, love the messaging of bringing it back to like, hey, most people don't get to take a month off work because she's not feeling well. You know what I mean? CTG? No, she does not take APAC money. I think that's great messaging, bringing it back to everyday working people. and bringing it back to this is not acceptable for anyone. No one could just take a month off work. Maybe you should be able to, but you can't now, and no one else can. Why is it okay for Mitch McConnell? It's bullshit. It's total bullshit. I'm just looking at like what's trending, because like what's going on? Like what's going on right now? A lot of stuff happened this week. Odyssey came out this week. A lot of Odyssey talk. And you know what? I think that's a good segment to have. So, hey, yo, what up, Boku? What's going on? What's going on? I'm gonna put a time code in here. 507 8. Let's see. And I think this is a good video for all of us to watch together and experience together and talk about bigotry, prejudice, and again, what we're hinting at there with talk about Star Trek and conservatives enjoying progressive media. This is not necessarily even progressive media. The Odyssey, especially directed by Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan is a fucking libertarian. He is a Republican. He is not of the left. He is more normal, though. He is a more normal conservative in that he's not like outwardly bigoted, right? Which upsets people like Elon Musk. So let's watch Lil Bill talk about the Odyssey a little bit.
Oh, what it do, what it go? It's time for a special Quiet Storm edition of the Bill Joyner Show. I wanted to get on here and rap with y'all. Well, I mean, I guess technically by the time y'all see it, it will be the morning show, but whatever. I'm recording it at night, so I'm calling it the Quiet Storm. Anyway, I wanted to get on here and rap with y'all. I guess this is part 2 of me talking about, this Odyssey discourse. It has now been that movie came out on Friday? Did they have midnight screenings around where? Well, anyway, point being is that opening weekend has come and gone for the latest Nolan flick. Whenever Christopher Nolan drops a film, it's like if Future drops an album or Kendrick or somebody else, all the cinephiles, the earth stops. You dig what I'm saying? And goes to go check that joint out. And the reviews have gotten back, and critics and audiences alike agree that it's hitting. It slaps. You feel what I'm saying? Across the board, scores are, overwhelmed. Well, maybe not, but yeah, pretty much generally positive, right? Casting of Lupita Nyong'o and Elliot Page, and what basically turned out to be bit roles. Again, if you actually had to sit in, a literature class in high school or college, you feel me? If you actually paid attention, then you would know that they were going to be bit characters all along anyway, in the grander picture, in the grander scheme of things, right? But of course, niggas were bitching and moaning about that casting, whatever the case may be. And really, the most interesting thing about it is this, right? So I'm not going to give y'all a review of the movie. I'm going to keep this as spoiler free as possible. Matter of fact, I'm not even necessarily going to talk about the movie itself. I will say that I enjoyed it. You feel me? I enjoyed it as much as I enjoy any other Christopher Nolan films that I enjoyed. Specifically, I really enjoyed Oppenheimer when it came out. I enjoyed Dunkirk, Inception. I think those have to be my favorite Chris Nolan. Memento, got to be my favorite Chris Nolan films. But
my opinion, Chris Nolan made 3 great movies, and they all had Batman.
I have said this before. I don't remember where I said this. I may have said it in that Batman video that I reposted on Maine a couple of days ago, that I made 3 years ago, I think now. But Chris Nolan's politics, his personal politics, even though I don't ever recall him coming out and saying, oh, well, I believe this, I believe that, whatever. It's very clear in his art. Remember how we keep saying that there's no such thing as apolitical media, right? It's very clear that
That's right. There is no such thing as apolitical media. Everything is political. Everything.
Nolan has very right-wing coded personal politics, right? I would not be surprised to hear Chris Nolan describe himself as a libertarian. You feel what I'm saying? Specifically, what makes me say that are Oppenheimer and the TDK trilogy, right? The TDK trilogy especially has some very, even some low-key fascist coded themes to it, right? And, the pushback that I always get with that is, again, go watch the video that I did about the Dark Knight trilogy, because I talk about, specifically the Dark Knight in the context of the Bush administration, right? You notice, this is how I interpret it, right? And this is the reason.
All right, Bill goes on a long thing here. But I want to let him cook. Because look, if you don't know about the Dark Knight trilogy, yes, it is low-key fascist, but libertarian as hell. We're going to have a surveillance state so I can catch the Joker, who's a terrorist. We're going to justify the Patriot Act, which is Batman using all the cameras in Gotham, everyone's cell phone as a radar, so they can find the Joker. That's the Patriot Act. Then in Dark Knight Rises, we're going to extend that further and start locking up people that we deem terrorists, like mob bosses and mafia goons, right? We're seeing now, we talked about it earlier, the extent of that with, labeling everyone that the Trump administration doesn't like as terrorists. DSA, Code Pink, Amy Goodman, these fucks. So, and low key, high key, the premise of where is it? Motherfucker, this shit. Ben Shapiro's movie with Jonathan Majors called Run, Hide, Fight Infidels. The plot of that movie is left-wing activists on college campuses get infiltrated by a terrorist organization. That is the same plot. That is the same plot as Bane, terrorist, shows up with the League of Assassins, terrorist organization, to Gotham City and ignites a vaguely left-wing sleeping giant that's in the city of the Occupy movement, right? There's not even showing of a protest in the movie, or that there is already an established left-wing group that is trying to equalize wealth disparities. It's just Bane shows up, starts spouting this populist nonsense, or to him nonsense, but Bane doesn't believe it. Bane's just using it to galvanize the people around him, right? And it works. These people are so swept up in their hatred of the rich that they're going to fight each other and not fight the actual problem. You know what I mean? You merely adopted the abuse of carceral estates, but me, I was born in it, molded by it. Exactly, Ghost Dog.
Reason why I say I would not be surprised to see Chris Nolan describe himself as a libertarian. That it's very clear that he is suspicious of big government, right? It's very clear that he is suspicious of, a centralized government, especially when there are people in place, people in power who he perceives to be incompetent, right? Bush, comma George has entered the chat. Feel me? However, it's also very clear that I don't think that Nolan's issue is necessarily with surveillance, but again, with who has, power over that surveillance, right? If it's somebody like his version of Bruce Wayne, you know what I'm saying? One of those great men, right? Somebody who is not only competent enough, but is, has enough self-control, has enough discipline to not be completely corrupted by that level of power, then all right, you feel what I'm saying? Because then we get into, the Dark Knight Rises, and it's very clear to me that Nolan is just as suspicious of, the huddled and unwashed masses not having the capacity, you feel what I'm saying, to act in their own best interest. Again.
Right, exactly. People are so swept up by his rhetoric of making things equal and helping the little guy, and people are unjustly locked up, and we're going to free them, that they forget, oh, but who's saying this? It's this masked lunatic who walked into our city and threatened us with a nuke. Like, oh.
And you need a great man to step in and to basically right the ship, because the average, regular, everyday ass nigga can't be trusted to, see the bigger picture. You feel what I'm saying? They fall hook, line, and sinker.
And you need an army of cops. I mean, the end of that movie is pretty stark in what Nolan's belief is. You need an army of cops directed by not a government official. Jim Gordon kind of rallies them, but Jim Gordon's taking orders from the Batman, from one of those great men. I will point out, resident comic book fan, Bruce Wayne, comic book Bruce Wayne is not Nolan's Bruce Wayne. Comic Bruce Wayne is a class traitor, is giving his money to organizations to help the people. Just putting it out there.
You feel what I'm saying? For, a charismatic leader like Bane, who himself is just an agent of a higher power. It's me, Austin. Oh, son of a bitch. You feel what I'm saying? All my wrestling heads get that reference. But yeah. And again, so if we want to use the context argument for TDK, then we got to use the context argument for what is that? A cat or a? Okay, yeah, it's a cat. Ain't nothing impressive. I thought that was some type of impressive wildlife. But anyway,
at Farmers, we're making insurance simple.
Man, these fucking ads, bro. But yeah, he cooking. Like, Nolan is libertarian. The messages of these Batman movies are essentially, can't trust the government because they're incompetent or corrupt, and you need a great man to shift that. A great white billionaire man. Let's keep going.
That based off of the way that he depicts Bane, because again, remember when The Dark Knight Rises came out, it was in the context of Occupy Wall Street, right? And so if we're going to interpret so my point being, if we're going to make the argument that TDK is Nolan's commentary on the Bush administration and on the Patriot Act, then again, if it's good for the goose, then it's good for the gander. Then TDR is his commentary on the Occupy Wall Street movement, right? So again, it's clear to me, and then this gets into the Oppenheimer thing. It's clear that, and I had said that I interpreted Oppenheimer as Nolan. I feel like Nolan, there's a lot of Nolan's own assessment of himself.
I couldn't get through Oppenheimer. It was start and stop, too many fucking cuts. Like, it was, and couldn't get through it.
I believe he projects onto his Robert Oppenheimer. You understand what I'm saying? The misunderstood, the, tortured genius, again, the great man. You feel what I'm saying? Heavy as the head. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, it's so hard, being one of, the chosen few to write the history of mankind. All of these lives are in my hand. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't ask for this responsibility. I did not ask for the power that my pen wields. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, my point being is that it's very clear from his art, right, that Chris Nolan has some very right-wing coded politics. Again,
I will say, Boku, like, I am not a Chris Nolan fan. I like the Batman movies because they're Batman movies. I literally just watched The Prestige a couple weeks ago with my wife. It was fine. Like, to me, that's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, because if you know the twist going in, my thing is with Shyamalan, if your movie falls apart because of the twist, then it's not a good movie. It was just about the magic trick of doing a big twist, So I feel like, and Interstellar's all right. I liked it. It's fine as like his own version of 2001: A Space Odyssey for sure. Tenet, I did not watch Tenet either. So, but I went to go see The Odyssey this weekend, and I really fucking enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much, I would have watched it again. Check out my review for The Odyssey from this weekend, right there. And this is essentially the plot. Odysseus walks somewhere and goes, I have an idea. And all of his men are going, shit, here we go again, because we're going to die. That's the movie. But yeah, let's keep going with this. I love Bill's analysis.
And with an element of fascism to it. Again, great men. You feel what I'm saying? For those of y'all who don't know what great men theory is I forget who put it forward. It's stupid. So don't even worry about who put it forward. But basically, it's the argument that history is dictated by a handful of, larger than life folk, while the rest of us, are basically just NPCs, right? There's a lot of parallels with it between, Aristotle and the whole, master-slave dichotomy, which itself was the inspiration behind Nietzsche's thoughts on nihilism. You feel what I'm saying? And on the Übermensch, which itself was a very heavy influence. You understand what I'm saying? The foundation of objectivism. You think what I'm saying? So yeah, there you have it, nigga. But I say all of that now to make this point is that the niggas that are bitching about this movie, I think I saw FD describe it at one point as Graham Plantner, the movie, which, yeah, I see a lot of that. I see a lot of that in this movie, right? Again, from a self-proclaimed enlightened centrist who's really just, a Republican in disguise. That's all an enlightened centrist really is a Republican in disguise, right? Perspective. You feel me? And so the fact that so many niggas are missing that about this movie, the fact that so many niggas, you understand what I'm saying, have missed so much of Nolan's politics over the years and then really started bitching about the fact that there's a black woman and a trans man in this film, I think it makes it clear that these niggas have no real politic beyond bigotry. I don't know. This is just more evidence on the pile. I don't see how you argue otherwise. If you actually sat down and watched the film and you are still bitching about how woke it is, you understand what I'm saying? Then I have no recourse at this point.
Yeah, because really, dude, like, again, that was a criticism I had. No spoilers, but like the lesson or theme of the movie is like, don't do war crimes. That's bad when anyone does it. And I'm not being specific, and I'm both siding the hell out of everything. It's just people should talk to each other more and like trust each other a little more. And oh man, today's world, folks, we don't hang out with each other enough. Like, it's fucking boomer shit. It's a great movie, but like him, especially because he always tries to nail a point home and he thinks it's fucking profound, and it's super not. It's as profound as Spielberg's Disclosure Day, which also came out and I think bombed, which was, everyone just got to talk to each other more. And if we communicate, then we can get over some of these hurdles. No, because some people are just focused on the bigotry, and that's it. That's it. Even the people who would like your message would love your movie, but you happen to put a black woman as Helen of Troy. That's it. She's not even in the movie that much. Not as if that would make a difference. I hate when people say that. She's not even in the movie that much. Doesn't matter. They don't want to see a black person at all. They don't want to know. Like, dude, if Elliot Page was an unknown actor, they wouldn't even really know, right? They're not looking to clock trans men. They're looking to clock trans women. No, I haven't seen Obsession, but I'm going to when it's available at home, and I'm excited to see it. It doesn't matter how much they're in the movie. It matters that they're in it at all, right? And again, if Elliot Page was an unknown actor, it would just be about Lupita Nyong'o, because they wouldn't be able to tell that was a trans man. Now, news articles would still be written and they'd still get pissed, but it's because they were attracted to Ellen Page or Elliot Page when they were Ellen. I'm sorry if I'm misgendering. They were attracted to Kitty Pryde from the X-Men. They were attracted to Juno, from Juno. They were attracted to them, and now they feel weird about it and they hate it. They go to anger. They have no politics other than bigotry. I think this is a good point that Bill is making here.
But to assume that what woke means to you is exactly what we have been saying woke means to you since you niggas co-opted it. Is that woke is just code for everything and everybody, you feel what I'm saying, that makes you uncomfortable because it challenges your primacy atop the racial hierarchy. You feel what I'm saying? All woke means is there's too many colored folk in my entertainment media. You understand what I'm saying? There's too many queer folk, you understand what I'm saying, on my television screen. That's all that shit means. You understand what I'm saying? Because again, it's very clear. If you are, such a cinephile as you claim to be, it's very clear what Nolan's politics are and have been. You understand what I'm saying?
But I mean, it's just like that other video. It's just like that other video we just watched. Matter of fact, let me bring that up here. Because I think this is a good illustration. I think this is a good illustration here. Where is it? Here we go.
Have you ever wondered why fascists love progressive media? Why? Because they look at just the surface level. This is layers of a story: plot, context, subtext, theme. They do not look for a theme. That is what Bill's talking about. The theme of the Dark Knight trilogy, the theme of Interstellar, very much. Interstellar, watch that movie again, dude. Matthew McConaughey, salt of the earth farmer, is frustrated with schools not really teaching science and math and STEM policies anymore. They're teaching about like inclusion, diversity, equity, and inclusion, racism, all these things. And he's mad his daughter's not getting a good education. He's mad his world is dying, and they're just still trying to figure out how to be nice to each other. He's going at the government. He's going at public schools. He's going at education. He's super libertarian because it's up to one of these great men, Matthew McConaughey, to teach his daughter science so that she can eventually grow up and fix the problem because she figures out wormholes or whatever the fuck. That's the theme. And the subtext as well. They can't get past the plot. What's the plot? Because they're surface level. They see it's skin deep with them.
I feel like I said, something similar about One Battle After Another last year. Is that it's very clear that
I fucking hated One Battle After Another. That shit sucked. Terrible movie.
Was made by a. There's an old saying, right?
Centrist.
Is that when I was young, I thought with my heart.
In this course, you'll get AI skills.
Fucking commercials, man. Fucking commercials. Taking over everything. But he's making good points here. I'm enjoying this. When I was young, I think with my heart. Let's keep going.
There's an old saying, right? Is that when I was young, I thought with my heart. So I became a communist. Then I got old and I thought with my head. So I became a capitalist, right? It's very clear that movie was written by somebody with that perspective. You understand what I'm saying? A old, jaded, former white, radically left-leaning person who has now gravitated toward centrism. You feel what I'm saying? And now looks back at their former self, looks at, all the other, old hippies and whatever and said, look at how dumb they are. Look at, you understand what I'm saying? Very clear where they're coming from, right? So again, it's very clear to me where Nolan falls. Somewhere in that, social liberal, fiscal conservative sector of the political spectrum. You understand what I'm saying? Very clear to me that that's where he falls. No government, we don't like big government, but we do like great men. You feel what I'm saying? If only the government could be ran by a great man. If only the government could be ran by one, benevolent dictator. You understand what I'm saying? If only we could raise, Joseph Broz from the grave. You understand what I'm saying? Have a benevolent dictator like Joseph Broz or, Ho Chi Minh. You feel what I'm saying? To lead us into the problem. Well, I guess those are left wing, left wing benevolent dictators, right? It says a lot that I can't think of any right wing ones, right? If only we could raise, Julius Caesar or some shit from the grave. You dig what I'm saying? If only we had, great men. You dig what I'm saying? To take charge of the. If only.
Well, speaking of Caesar, Nolan does evoke Caesar in The Dark Knight, right? Caesar was elected by the people to take charge in a time of great crisis, a city would elect a leader. And then who points it out? The hooker, the working class woman, says, well, no, actually, no, it's not. It's not the hooker. It's Rachel Dawes, also working class, but, upper class lawyer. She points out, well, the last person they did that with was Caesar, and he never gave up his power. And then you get the famous line, you die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. And I think that's what Nolan did. He lived long enough and he's seeing himself become a villain here.
Elon Musk could buy himself, into the presidency. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that I just wanted to get on here and rap with y'all and say that at this point, what do you got to bitch about? At this point, what do you got to bitch about? You can't say historical accuracy because again, we talking about a woman who hatched from an egg after her father, who is a god, by the way. You understand what I'm saying? Gods who are, raceless. Her father, who is a god, who disguised himself as what, a goose, a duck, or some shit, and then raped the woman, and then she hatched from an egg. Oh yeah, obviously she's blonde haired and blue eyed. You understand what I'm saying? What y'all got to bitch about? Ain't about historical accuracy. Because like I said before, if that be the case, why didn't y'all bitch about this when the German John got cast as Helen, who, if you really want to go there, then she should have been Greek. You feel what I'm saying? Now y'all want to use Greek people as a shield, as a buffer against your own bullshit bigotry. Nah, nigga, y'all want to say nothing about it's about historical. So what y'all got to bitch about at this point? Nothing. So yeah, there y'all have it.
Yeah, man. I always appreciate Bill's takes. Shout out Lil Bill and his barbershop. Folks, that's the end of that Odyssey segment. Again, go see it. It's a great movie. And extra points is it'll make the fascists mad the more money it makes. So that's probably endorsement enough to go see the Odyssey. All right, let me put in here. All right, now we're just hanging out because that was the last thing I really wanted to talk about and watch with y'all. All these other things are too long. I don't know. Let's see. Again, what's going on in the world, chat? I know in about an hour there's leftist mafia starting. Oh, there's another video about the Odyssey. Fucking Hassan Asmongold was mad. That's hilarious. Poor Asmongold. Elon Musk shocking interview. Andrew Schultz loses co-host. Joe Rogan's friend mass divorce. Uh-oh. I mean, you know what? We can check out American Redact. See what's going on here. So, is this for real?
Become a leader in learning.
Oh, God, with this. Is this for real that Akash is not coming back to what's it called? Not useful idiots. Flagrant? Was that his thing? Andrew Schultz's podcast? That's really funny.
Wife, someone called her a gold digger or something.
Oh, it was a whole thing online. So
it was a big thing.
Yeah, there's this community of people online who don't really like women, and it's like their whole identity is women are awful. And then my wife is like me. She says crazy things. I don't care what she says. They're all jokes. I know it. And we don't get offended by jokes.
How do you and your husband split finances?
We don't. This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money, and my money is my money.
All right, so it's been around 2 months since Akash Singh officially quit the Flagrant podcast that he co-hosted with Andrew Schultz, and ever since then, it's beginning to seem like quitting Flagrant wasn't really his decision in the first place. Like a lot of people think his wife, Jasleen, was actually the one who ultimately convinced or outright pressured him to walk away from the show. Because after she humiliated him in front of the entire world last year, she's She's now claiming that she was digitally SA'd by everyone who criticized her for being a terrible wife, which is obviously absurd because the majority of people online were simply just reacting to what she put online herself. Like she was really the only reason that whole situation was.
Is this Love Island? Almost. That's really funny. That's really funny. So I didn't know that he actually quit the show. And let's see what Andrew has to say. Again, get me on Vanguard. Campaign to get me on Vanguard, or get me on Leftist Mafia again. Both. I want to talk to everybody. I knew this motherfucker a little bit. I knew him growing up. I was friends with his brother. And it pissed me off to no extent that his brother, who has mental health issues, like I do, it's one of the things we bonded over, you're going to advocate for an administration who's not going to help your brother, who's going to actively hurt. They want to warehouse people with mental illness. They want to warehouse them. Do you want to warehouse Greg, Andrew? Because I don't think you do. Or maybe I'm wrong. And you're just like, yeah, Greg's causing me more trouble than it's worth. I'm not going to be able to take care of him when my parents go. So maybe we just put him in a facility somewhere. I don't know.
Akash Singh to quit the Flagrant podcast, which was literally the only thing that made him famous in the first place.
As I'm sure you guys are aware, our boy Akash, he really went through it earlier this year. The experience has put things in perspective for him. And he's made the decision to focus all of his energy on stand-up. He is going to be stepping away from the pod. It is bittersweet. You know, we wish that he did not want to do that.
So now fast forward to today, and it honestly seems like this guy is just spiraling out of control, both mentally and physically. Because after quitting the podcast, he essentially went into hiding and only emerged for the comedy sets he did on tour. But just recently, he actually showed face to promote some of his tour dates, and sadly enough, it appears that he may be Bert Kreischerifying himself in real time. I mean, he just looks drastically dead.
Am I frozen again? Am I good? Are we all right? Look, it keeps happening. It keeps happening. I know. Sorry, Jet. Look, it's been happening all day. Internet in and out. Just not just on my computer. It's happening on my work computer. Happened in the other rooms around the house. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, let's just keep it. Yeah, we're gonna keep hanging out a little bit.
Successful comedy podcasts in the world, all because his wife told him to. So because of that, Jasleen Singh might just be one of the biggest gaslighters the world's ever seen. I mean, she even got Akash to unfollow Andrew Schultz on Instagram recently. Like, that's how much she's convinced him into believing that Schultz and everyone criticizing her is in the wrong. And a lot of people attribute that unfollowing to the Charlemagne and Andrew Schultz podcast that they did together, where they joked about never letting your wife on the internet after you're already killing it on there.
That's crazy. I mean, again, look, Akash had a choice to make. Do you want to keep your career going, which seems to just be like a laughing monkey on a symbol, like clapping monkey on Andrew Schultz's show, or are you really a comedian and you're gonna go do stand-up? Like, what are you doing? Are you his bitch boy, or you were stand-up comedian on your own? And maybe she called this bluff and he's going out and doing a tour and he's trying to sell tickets. And it's like, well, you're actually not that big on your own, dude. And he knew that, but he has to look big for his wife or else she's going to bail and then he'll look even worse. It's all about surface level.
Keep your wife off the internet. Why does your wife have a microphone in her face? Do not allow your wife to start a motherfucking podcast, bro. Yes. Okay, there can be one entertainer in this family, and it shall be me.
But that little clip isn't the sole reason why Akash unfollowed Andrew Schultz on IG, quit Flagrant, and didn't even have the decency to show up for a final farewell podcast to close that chapter. In fact, Andrew Schultz and Akash Singh's wife have actually had a long history of tension between each other. Like, Jasleen hasn't liked Andrew Schultz for a very long time, and I believe she just used that clip as justification for her husband to finally cut ties with his longtime friend and co-worker, who, might I just add, was there years before Akash ever even met Jasleen. I mean, Akash Singh and Andrew Schultz became friends way before either of them even tasted a lick of success in the comedy world. So when Akash met Jasleen like 6 or 7 years after becoming friends with Schultz, Schultz pretty much just kept it real with Akash whenever Jasleen stepped out of line. But being the succubus that Jasleen is, she's always just resorted to painting Andrew Schultz as the enemy. She even told Akash that Andrew wasn't going to be invited to their big Indian wedding back in 2019, which
bro, that I don't know, man. Coming at, like, now I'm looking at American Redact sideways. Like, what do you mean succubus, dude? They were fucking horribly disrespectful to her. She had every right to be like, fuck these people. I don't care how long you know them. You're gonna let them talk to me like that, bro? I'm watching The Ultimatum. The Ultimatum literally has a situation like that going on right now. It's no good. But folks, that's going to do it for today. That's this space. I'm sorry I'm cutting in and out. That's why I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to cut it here. We're doing it live. I appreciate y'all watching. Come tune in next Monday. Spread the word. Let people know we're here. Spread clips. There's lots of clips on the channel. Let me show y'all. Again, here's my channel, but here's this space. Again, shout out Jet. Shout out Nick. Shout out everyone cutting clips, making videos, mostly Jet. All the mods, Latino Mufune with the Discord. Like, there are tons of clips and videos to send people. There's shorts, lots of shorts to send people. Put it on Facebook, spread it around, let people know. And again, thanks for the hang. Appreciate you, Ghost Dog. Appreciate you, Boku. Appreciate you, Etch. Everyone, for the hang, for the good times. people hanging out with me on my stream when I was going in and out all the time. So thank you very much. Love y'all. Let me put the glasses on to end this. I don't know if Nick is back yet. If he is, he can end it. If not, I'll do it. We'll do it live.